We come to you on this Tuesday evening from the intersection of Avenida Cesar Chavez and University. We are in Albuquerque, New Mexico, inside beautiful Rio Grande Credit Union Field. Tonight it's the finale of this six-game series. Tacoma Rainiers taking on the Albuquerque Isotopes. It is terrific to have you with us. Josh Suchon with you here from the Carlos Salazar Memorial Press Box. Stephanie Griffin is our engineer on the radio side. And for this radio TV simulcast, it's Windfire Productions providing all of the images and graphics and replay that those of you who have tuned us in on MILB.TV will be viewing. Well, the finale of this series, Tacoma needs a victory to take the series 4-2. Isotopes need a victory to split this series. Tacoma won games 1 and 2. Isotopes won games 3 and 4. Yesterday, it looked like the Isotopes were going to roll to victory. They led 5-0 after 5 batters in the bottom of the first, but the Topes did not score the rest of the way. Tacoma was able to pack away 2 in the third, 2 in the fourth, 1 in the sixth, the tie it, 1 in the eighth took the lead, and the Rainiers bullpen was sensational last night for that 6-5 victory. And now Brandon Gold will try to set the tone for the Isotopes. This will be the second time this season that Gold started game 1 of the series and then comes back to start game 6 of the series. And for Gold, his most recent outing against this same Tacoma lineup was his deepest outing of the season. He went 6 2/3 innings through 95 pitches. Both of those were season highs against a good Tacoma lineup. And now he's back to work tonight, and we are set for baseball. Jared Kelnick steps into the left-handed batter's box. Gold is a right-hander, and we are ready for baseball. It is 65 degrees here in the Duke City, and the first pitch is delivered at 6:37 Mountain Time, and it's fouled straight back.
First pitch, 6:37, game time temperature 65 degrees.
So for Jared Kelnick, he's had quite the series. He's 8 for 19. He has walked 4 times. He has been hit by a pitch, which means that he has reached base safely in 13 of his 24 plate appearances. From the full windup, here's the 0-1. Kelnick takes inside for a ball. And that evens the count at 1-1. Kelnick had a 2-homer game earlier in the series. He's doubled, he's tripled, he has stolen a base, he has scored 6 runs, he's driven in 7, he's made a bunch of really good catches defensively. The 1-1 is low for ball. And that makes it 2 balls and 1 strike. Isotopes play him to pull 3 infielders to the right side of the infield against Kelnick. Number 4 prospect in all of baseball according to MLB Pipeline entering the season. Top prospect in the Mariners organization. And he has showed off all 5 of his tools during this series. The 2-1 is ripped high and deep to right field, and Jared Kelnick has done it again. A home run over the walkway up the berm in right field. That is his 3rd home run of the series, his 8th at AAA. And Tacoma gets the jump 1-0 on a leadoff homer by Jared Kelnick. Well, again, Jared Kelnick, well, he led off this series back on Thursday with a leadoff homer, and that was also off Brandon Gold. That was on the 4th pitch, and today, again, on the 4th pitch of the game, Kelnick goes deep. And now here's the catcher, Jose Godoy, another left-handed hitter. And the first pitch to Godoy is taken outside for a ball. That is the 5th time in the last 3 weeks that the Isotopes have allowed a leadoff home run. Here's the 1-0. Ground ball to the first baseman. Up with it is Bird. Near the line, he gloves and goes to first base himself. Godoy retired on a ground out to first base. To be more specific about the leadoff home runs, it is now 5 times in the last 15 games that the Isotopes have allowed a leadoff homer. When we were in Salt Lake, Luis Rengifo had back-to-back games in which he hit a leadoff home run. Then we went to Salt Lake. Josh Van Meter had a leadoff home run, and now twice in this series, Jared Kelnick with a leadoff homer. Here's Cal Raleigh, switch hitter from the left side. And first pitch is taken inside for ball 1. Well, the bad news for Brandon Gold is that gives up a leadoff home run for the 2nd straight start. But remember, he did that on Thursday, and he still pitched really well. 6 2/3 innings, allowed 3 runs, a quality start, so he was able to bounce back from that. 1-0 pitch is high. 2 balls, no strikes. Gold has made 8 starts before tonight, plus 1 relief appearance. Opponents are batting .304 against him. ERA of 7.09. 39 and 1/3 innings. 26 strikeouts, 15 walks. And now the 2-0 pitch is high and outside. And it's 3-0 to Raleigh. Raleigh is a guy who is going to be in the conversation for league MVP if he sticks around for the entire season. And there's only 2 times this entire season that Raleigh has not reached base via either a hit or a walk or a hit by pitch. 3-0, he swings and fouls it straight back. There's only 5 times that Raleigh has not gotten at least 1 hit in a game, and 2 of those 5 times have come in this series. Isotopes pitchers have actually done a pretty good number on him. He's 3 for 17. He has 2 doubles. Both of those came early in the series. So as the series has gone along, he's still gotten on base a few times via a walk or a hit by pitch, but the Topes have been able to keep Raleigh from exploding in this series. 3-1's a swing and a miss. Good changeup there. And it's a full count at 3-2 on Raleigh. Raleigh, the number 7 prospect in the Mariners organization entering this season. Switch hitting catcher with power and a good throwing arm. He's got a very bright future. Shift is on. 3-2 pitch. He's hit in the air to center field very high. Bernard's on the warning track. He's starting to go up the hill. He's at the bottom of the hill, and he makes the catch. The first step on the hill is still fairly flat. It's the second and third steps that get really steep. And so Bernard was able to go back and, again, just maybe a step or a step and a half up the hill in center to make the catch.
Left fielder, number 20, Dylan Thomas.
2 outs, nobody on for left fielder Dylan Thomas. Well, when it comes to these 6-game series, there's usually only a couple of guys who start all 6 games and play all 6 games from start to finish. And it becomes really interesting to look at their numbers as the series goes along and who's making what adjustments. First pitch, and Thomas fouls it off. Thomas, by the way, has swung at the first pitch a lot in this series. He's put it in play a few times. He's fouled it off a few times like that one. But you see how much the pitchers work them a certain way, the adjustment that the hitter makes, the adjustments that the pitchers make back. 1-0 the score. Tacoma the lead, top of the first. 2 outs, nobody on. And the 0-1 is inside for a ball, 1-1. And in the case of Thomas, he's 4 for 19 in the series. Couple of doubles, couple of walks, couple of RBIs. Gold struck out Thomas twice and retired him all 3 times back on Thursday. From the full windup, the 1-1 is low and inside, ball 2. And so this becomes up to Dylan Thomas to make the adjustment. In fact, Thomas, when he struck out back on Thursday against Gold, both times was looking. Another big shift against a left-handed hitter. First 4 hitters in the Rainiers line up all lefties. The 2-1 hit sharply on the ground, foul down the first baseline. He pulled it foul, and it's 2-2. Not too late to come join us on this Tuesday evening if you'd like. We're only in the top of the first. It is overcast, but it is dry. And it feels good. Temperature in the mid-60s. Now the 2-2 from Gold. Ground ball up the middle. It is backhanded by the shortstop, Trejo. A quick release across his body in time. Nice play by Alan Trejo to get the out. And that'll do it for the Rainiers in the top of the first inning. They get a run on a hit, no errors, and nobody left. The leadoff homer by Jared Kelnick makes it Tacoma 1 and Albuquerque coming to bat. This is the Albuquerque Isotopes Multimedia Network. Tacoma gets the jump, 1-0 on the leadoff homer by Jared Kelnick. Now the Albuquerque Isotopes go to work against veteran left-hander David Huff. Last time that we saw Huff in this league was back in 2016 when he was pitching for the Angels AAA affiliate in Salt Lake. Then after that, he went to Korea for a year, went to Japan for 2 years. Last year, he pitched in that independent Constellation Energy League in Sugar Land, Texas. And his first pitch tonight to Winton Bernard is a ground ball foul down the first base line. Huff is now 36 years old, signed by the Mariners on May 12th. That was about a week into the season. Huff is 6'1", 210 pounds. Drafted way back in 2006 by the Indians. First rounder, 39th overall out of UCLA. He's a Bruin. From the windup, his 0-1 is a liner. Fair over the jump of the third baseman. That might be extra bases for Bernard with his speed. Takes the turn. Dylan Thomas's throw is offline and late. And Winton Bernard leads off things for the Topes with a double to left field.
Now batting for your Isotopes.
Bernard continues to swing the bat really well. He's 5 for 13 in the series. Had a 2-homer game a couple of days ago. And just a nice line drive that he pulls to left to start things off this evening. Here's Ryan Valade. Got yesterday off, back in the lineup today. Valade is playing in his 44th game of the season. And this is the Isotopes' 48th. Bats from the right side against the lefty. First pitch is sliced foul. That one's heading for the concourse. Look out, everybody standing in line looking for something to eat. Got a ball incoming your direction. That is strike one. Valade hitting at 269, 337 on base, and a 368 slugging. Infield plays him a little bit to pull, not too drastic. Outfield straight away. Huff looks at second, and then he comes home. And the pitch is chopped foul off the foot of Valade. Drops the bat in pain, and the count is 0-2. Well, Valade gets the feeling back in his foot. We'll remind you that for top quality floors at rock bottom prices, come to Floor and Decor. If you love your wallet and you love your home, you have to go. Hardwoods, laminates, tile, or stone. The pros come there. You should come there. Hands down, the best place for floors, no question. Floor and Decor, located on the east side of Pan American Freeway near McLeod, or online at flooranddecor.com. 0-2 the count to Valade. Looking to, at minimum, advance Bernard to third base. And here comes the 0-2 pitch. Hit in the air to right field. Coming in is Kelnick toward the line. Sprinting in, now slowing down, makes the catch. Bernard bluffs, but will not tag. And so Valade is retired on a fly out to right field. Bernard holds at second base, and Connor Joe is heading to the plate. Well, Joe just joined us a few days ago. Rockies had optioned him back down to AAA for the second time this year. His first game with us was Saturday. So this is his fourth game back at AAA. And in the first 3 games, he's gone 5 for 12, 3 home runs, 5 RBIs. He's homered in the first inning each of the last 2 games. And a 3-run shot yesterday. 1-0 the score, Tacoma leading. And from the stretch, Huff's first pitch is taken for a called strike. Overall for Joe, this is his 10th game at AAA this year. That's a small sample size, but his slugging percentage is .703 right now. And the 0-1 pitch is fouled back, out of play. And Joe is down in the count, no balls and 2 strikes. Not that being down in the count has been a factor for Joe. Yesterday with his home run, it came on a 1-2 pitch. And Sunday, his home run in the first inning came on a 1-2 pitch. And then when he homered later in the game in the 8th inning, that also came on a 1-2 pitch. 3 home runs the last 2 days, all of them when he was down in the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes. He's down 0-2 right now. Here's the pitch. That is grounded foul down the third base line. And it's still 0-2 for Joe. 6 foot, 205 pounds from San Diego, California, now 28 years old. Just slightly open stance. Infield plays him a little bit to pull. Outfield deep and straight away. Here's the 0-2 pitch. And this one's fouled straight back. Had a good cut at that one. Waited on that breaking pitch, fouled it back. It's still 0-2. Bernard's at second. He had a leadoff double. Set the defense for the Rainiers in the outfield from left to right. Dylan Thomas, Luis Liberato, and Jared Kelnick. To the infield in a moment. Huff is ready. Comes set. And the pitch. Just missed. Fastball away. I think Joe might have been looking for something else. He was lucky that just missed. Fastball at 91 miles an hour. On the infield, it's White Matheson at third. Jake Hager plays short. Second baseman Jansen Whitty close to Bernard at the bag. First baseman is Jose Marmolejos. He's way off the line. Behind the plate doing the catching is Jose Godoy. 1-0 Tacoma, bottom of the first. And here's the 1-2 pitch. Just missed the inside corner that time. I think David Huff feels like both of those were strikes. Just barely missing, and so it's 2-2. Huff was born in Huntington Beach. Went to college at UCLA, and he's been a professional for a long time. The 2-2. That one's definitely low. Joe lays off, so Joe putting together quite the at-bat. Down 0-2, fouled off 2 pitches, laid off a couple that were borderline, and then laid off a pitch that was out of the strike zone that he did not chase. Next pitch will be the 8th pitch of this at-bat. Bernard takes his lead. Huff has the sign, sets at the letter, stares at Bernard, and now comes home. Payoff pitch, a wave and a miss. Got him on a changeup. Joe strikes out for the second out here in the first. And that'll bring Greg Bird to the plate.
Batting for your Isotopes.
Well, for Huff, he was drafted by the Indians. And the number of organizations that he's been in, Indians, Yankees, Giants, Dodgers, Royals, Angels, the time in Japan, the time in Korea, time with an independent league team, and now with the Mariners at age 36. Lefty on lefty, here's Greg Bird. And the first pitch, taken outside for ball 1. As far as how Huff has pitched this year, again, he got signed about a week into the season, made his season debut May 25th, allowed 2 runs in 3 innings, then pitched 4 scoreless innings, then allowed 1 run in 6 innings, so he was throwing the ball really well. The last 2 starts have not gone as well. Here's the 1-0. Check swing, foul. That one hit the catcher, Jose Godoy, on the check swing. He's down in pain right now. Evens the count at 1-1. The last 2 starts for Huff on June 15th at home against Sacramento. Got knocked out in the 3rd inning, gave up 7 runs, 6 earned. And then at Las Vegas a week ago, went 5 innings, allowed 7 runs, all earned. And so his ERA, and again, this is a small sample size. We're talking about 4 starts, or actually 5 starts, and his ERA went from 2.08 to 7.13. Huff is a guy who early in his career was a starter, got moved to the bullpen around 2014. When he was in Korea, he was mostly a starter, a reliever in Japan, and back to the rotation for the Mariners AAA team in Tacoma. Now the 1-1 pitch on the way. Fouled off to the third base side, well out of play. And Bird is down on the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes. This is the 8th series of the year for the Isotopes. They've won 1, they have lost 6, they have split 1. They need a victory today to split this series. Upstairs into his catcher, Godoy. And now, the 1-2. Just missed the outside corner. And the count is 2-2. Huff is 36 years old. His catcher is 10 years younger than him. And it's not like Godoy's a kid. I mean, Godoy's been playing for a while. And it goes to show how long that Huff has been around. And he was drafted back in 2006, 15th year as a pro. The 2-2, way outside in the dirt. Nice backhanded, not backhanded, but just a good pick going to his left for Godoy on a ball that was in the right-handed batter's box. Second straight hitter that Huff has gone to a full count against. Bird looking to drive in a run. He's got 25 RBIs on the season, including 2 in this series. Isotopes trail 1-0, bottom of the first. And the payoff pitch. A swing and a miss. Fastball away. Bird strikes out, and that'll do it for the Isotopes in the first inning. No runs. The one hit was a double that began the inning. Not able to capitalize on it. No errors and 1 left on base. We head to the second inning. It's Tacoma 1, Albuquerque 0 on the Isotopes Multimedia Network.
You don't have to go it alone.
Tacoma has a 1-0 lead over Albuquerque as we start the second inning here from Rio Grande Credit Union Field. Tonight's broadcast is brought to you in part by Coleman Heating and Air Conditioning. Always leading, never compromising. At Coleman, our pride in workmanship and dedication to quality delivers HVAC equipment that creates a long-lasting environment. Let's begin at ColemanAC.com. That's ColemanAC.com. Number 5 hitter, Wyatt Matheson, will lead it off. Jake Hager, Jose Marmolejos will follow. Yesterday, Matheson was wearing uniform number 31. Today, he switched to uniform number 50. He is among numerous players for the Rainiers that joined Tacoma during this long road trip. And the first pitch to him is taken outside for a ball. Tacoma played 6 in Las Vegas. They won the first 3, lost the next 3. And now 6 games here in Albuquerque. And so those who were with the Rainiers when the road trip began have their names on the back. Here's the 1-0 pitch. And that is low and outside for a ball. And those who joined the team in the middle of the road trip and picked up a jersey on the fly, like Matheson, like the on-deck hitter Jake Hager, do not have their names on the back. Righty-on-righty matchup. From the full windup, the 2-0 from Gold. A swing and a miss. Breaking ball down and away. It's 2-1. This is Matheson's 4th game for the Rainiers. He's 1 for 12. Slightly open deep in the box. Shift is on. 2-1 pitch is in the dirt. And that is a 3-ball and 1 strike count now for Gold. Gold is known for having really good control. Doesn't walk too many hitters. His walk number's up slightly this year, though. He has walked 15 in 39 and a third innings. Talked with him earlier in the season, and I know he said that he hates walking people. He said they're called free passes for a reason. 3-1, a swing and a miss. Good breaking ball there. Was not going to give in and just throw a fastball. Went off speed. Got Matheson to chase it. And so a full count now at 3-2. Second baseman Burcham plays right up the middle, step on the outfield grass. Here's the payoff. Hit in the air to left center field and deep. Going over is Valade. He's at the track, at the wall. He made the catch up against the power forward sign. Ryan Valade tracks it down on the warning track. An excellent catch by the Isotopes left fielder.
Now batting for Tacoma, shortstop.
Well, Valade just continues to get better and better. That was a good pitch, a slider down and away, and Matheson still hit it about 370 feet. And Valade tracking and then jumping up in the air right at the back of the track. Landed softly up against the wall. Immediately congratulated by teammate Winton Bernard. Here's Jake Hager. First pitch, a soft pop up to the second baseman. Burcham is there to make the catch on the left shoulder. 1 pitch, and Hager retired. There's 2 outs, nobody on. Second inning with Tacoma leading 1-0 on the strength of a Jared Kelnick leadoff homer.
Jose Marmolejos.
Now here's Jose Marmolejos. He's hit safely in 8 of 10 games on this road trip for the Rainiers. He's homered 3 times in this series, including yesterday. He hit 2 home runs, including the game-tying shot in the 6th inning. Left-handed hitter takes low for ball 1. Marmolejos has hit home runs to deep right center and deep right. And now the 1-0 pitch. That one's low. 2 balls and no strikes. When Gold faced Marmolejos on Thursday, Marmolejos went 1 for 3, had a single, a flyout, and a strikeout. Now the set by Gold, and the 2-0 pitch. And that just missed a little away, ball 3. When I talked to Brandon earlier this year, he told me that he's a guy who really gets into studying his opponent, their tendencies, watching their swing, and really wants to get as much data as possible in his mind and really prepares for starts. The 3-0 is a called strike. And so I think that it becomes really interesting when Gold faces the same team twice in 6 days. He did it at El Paso earlier in the year, and his 2 starts were pretty similar in terms of the final line. We'll see how this one ends up compared to Thursday. 3-1 off the end of the bat, a comebacker on 2 bounces. Gold has got it, easy toss to first. Marmolejos retired, and the Rainiers go down in order, 1, 2, 3. Home half of the second inning is next. It's Tacoma 1, Albuquerque nothing on the Isotopes Multimedia Network.
Break out the Pepsi and
Tacoma has the early lead, 1-0 over Albuquerque. We start the bottom of the second inning. Albuquerque will send Taylor Motter, Brian Servin, and Alan Trejo to the plate. Motter didn't start yesterday, came off the bench in the 9th inning. Topes were down by a run. They used Motter as a pinch hitter, but he struck out. Motter leads our league in OPS, that's on base plus slugging percentage. First pitch is high for ball 1. Motter has a .433 on base percentage, that is 4th best. He has a .649 slugging percentage, and that is 3rd best. The 1-0. Liner foul down the third base line. Karams back onto the field, evens the count at 1-1. And then when you add those up, his OPS is 1082, tops in AAA West. It's still awkward saying AAA West. It's the Pacific Coast League. But the formal name is AAA West, which is just really boring. David Huff, the pitcher, left-hander from the windup, is 1-1. That's high. Fastball at 91 miles an hour. Count is 2-1 to Motter. Tacoma has pitched him very carefully. He has walked 6 times in the series. He's 3 for 12 with 6 walks. So he's been on base 9 of 18 plate appearances. 2-1 is ripped, a line drive foul into the netting down the third base line. Manager Warren Schaefer, third base coach ducking. And so Motter has pulled a couple of pitches that he's hit hard, but way out in front of them. So it's a 2-2 count. Basically no wind at all right now. Flags in right center, not moving at all. Here's the turn by Huff, the leg kick to pitch. High and outside, ball 3. Huff allowed a leadoff double in the first, and then stranded Winton Bernard there. Retired the next 3 in order. Here's the payoff pitch. Popped up. He was out in front of it. Foul territory. Looks like it's playable. Wyatt Matheson is right at the railing, but it's over the netting and into the stands for a foul ball. It was not playable. Matheson fooled me. I thought he had a beat on it. There's some ballparks where there's a little bit more foul territory where that ball might be caught. There's some others where there's so little foul territory that ball is well into the crowd. And this will be the 7th pitch of this at-bat. Topes are making David Huff work early. The payoff, a swing and a foul straight back. Connor Joe struck out after an 8-pitch battle that went full. Greg Bird also went to a full count. He struck out on the 6th pitch. And this next one will be the 8th pitch of this at-bat. Trying to get into the Tacoma bullpen early tonight. Another payoff pitch. A swing and a miss. Struck him out. Well, the Topes are making Huff work, but he's ultimately winning these battles. When it comes to the war of attrition, we'll see if that favors the Isotopes later. Here's catcher Brian Servin. Servin hadn't played for a while before yesterday. It was his first game after missing 8 in a row. Went 1 for 4 yesterday, back in the lineup today. Manager Warren Schaefer has 3 catchers on the roster, and he's been rotating them. Sometimes you might catch back-to-back games, or twice in 3 games, or twice in 4 games. Then you might go a week without catching. He's trying to make it as even as possible. First pitch, grounded foul down the third base line. That is strike 1 to Servin. Find quality furniture for your home or office at Court Furniture Clearance Centers. They've leased it to model homes and corporate offices, and now you can buy it for up to 70% off retail. Visit Court in person at 5901 Pan American Freeway Northeast or online at court.com. That's CORT.com. Court.com. The 0-1 pitch. Line drive right center field, slicing away from Liberato. It's down for a base hit. Liberato cuts it off. He'll hold Servin to a single. Good job by Liberato. If that ball gets past him, it's easily a double, sometimes a triple to that part of the ballpark. But a nice swing by Servin. Pitch was away, just went right with it. And that's the second hit for the Topes this evening. They're trailing 1-0. And here comes Alan Trejo, who's having a really good series. Trejo 6 for 15. He's raised his average from 231 up to 269. He's homered. He's doubled twice. Here's the first pitch. That's a strike on the outside corner. Trejo has raised his slugging percentage from 385 to 463 during this series. Still only the 20th game for Trejo at AAA. He's had 2 different stints in the majors with the Rockies. Here's the set and the 0-1. Grounded foul toward the Topes dugout. And Trejo down, no balls, 2 strikes. Trejo steps back in, taps the bat on the inside corner. Second baseman Whitty cheats up the middle. And the 0-2 pitch. That one's high for a ball. Fastball at 90 miles an hour. It's 1-2. Trejo played his college ball at San Diego State. He was recruited by Tony Gwynn, but the late Hall of Famer passed away before Trejo got on campus as a freshman. The 1-2 pitch is low for a ball, 2-2. Talked with Alan about that on the last road trip. And when Tony Gwynn, you're talking about Hall of Famer, Tony Gwynn, and he's a college baseball coach, and he's recruiting Alan, and Alan and his dad are like blown away. They're like, oh my goodness, Tony Gwynn. Tony Gwynn is recruiting me. Tony Gwynn is recruiting my son. And Alan told me that even though he never officially played for Tony Gwynn, he said he felt like Tony's presence is still there on that campus at all times. The 2-2 popped up on the infield. Second baseman Whitty is going to give way to the shortstop Hager, who makes the catch on the infield grass. So Trejo's retired. 2 outs, runner at first, and Nick Longy heading to the plate. Tacoma has the lead, 1-0. Longy batting 8th tonight, or second cleanup. And this is the 3rd start out of this 6-game series for Longy. He's 2 for 8 with a walk. Felt like Longy was really locked in and swinging the bat well. Then he got hurt, missed about a week. And trying to get locked back in the way he was about 3 weeks or so ago. He still had some good at-bats and delivered some hits, but not as many recently. First pitch a little outside for ball 1. Warren Schaefer's had the benefit of the designated hitter for this 6-game series. The next one against El Paso, that's the Padres affiliate. So the pitchers will bat. That's one fewer bat you can put in the lineup. The 1-0 is pop foul. This one straight back. That'll be a souvenir for somebody. And the count is 1-1. It's going to be a souvenir for a kid with a big smile on his face. Hustled over, picked it up, beat all the adults to it. Shows it around to everybody. One ball, one strike, the count to Longy. The pitch. A swing and a foul. That got the umpire, Aaron Higgins, Catcher Jose Godoy immediately turned around to check on the ump. Umpire will ask for more baseballs just to give himself a few extra moments to make sure that he's okay. A lot of the catchers use those hockey-style masks. Umpires can't do that. It's a cap, and it's a face protector. And when you take one right off the mask, I don't care how much padding that mask has, it hurts. It shocks you. The 1-2. Fouled off into the netting on the first base side. Still a ball and 2 strikes. Servin singled with 1 out. He's been there ever since. Takes a small, cautious lead at the bag. And here's the 1-2. And that's a line drive to left field, heading for the wall. That short hops the wall. Servin digging for third. He'll make it. Stopping at second with a double is Nick Longy. A low line drive that almost got out of here. And so Nick Longy with a double, his 5th 2-bagger of the season. Pitch was down, went down to get it.
Now batting second baseman number 5.
Left fielder Thomas got it back in pretty quickly in order to hold Servin at third base. Now here's Scott Burcham. Burcham getting his first start of the series, looking for a 2-out knock to get the Topes on the board, maybe give them the lead. They're down 1-0. Huff will work from the stretch with runners at second and third. The pitch popped up in the air to shallow right. Going out is Whitty, called off by the right fielder Kelnick, makes the catch. And the Isotopes threaten but do not score here in the second. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, 2 left on base. We head to the third. Tacoma 1, Albuquerque nothing on the Isotopes Multimedia Network. On to the third inning here from the lab. It's Tacoma 1, Albuquerque nothing. Jared Kelnick, a leadoff home run to start the game. Since then, Brandon Gold has retired 6 in a row. He'll face Jansen Whitty, Luis Liberato, and then Kelnick, 8-9-1 hitters here in the third. Gold has thrown 29 pitches so far. Time for this date in Isotopes history, brought to you by Miller Lite, proud to be an official partner of Isotopes Baseball. When you pair America's favorite pastime with a nice cold Miller Lite, it's not just game time, it's Miller time. Please drink responsibly. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Righty on righty matchup against Whitty. And the first pitch is a called strike on the outside corner. Well, on this day in 2019, we are in Sacramento, and Trevor Story joined us on a rehab assignment. He was coming back from a right thumb sprain. Story went 1 for 3 in the game. Sacramento was victorious 6-1. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That is a little outside for a ball. Story also went 1 for 3 the next day, by the way, to conclude his rehab stint. On this day in 2018, Los Mariachis de Nuevo Mexico made their road debut. We were down in El Paso, and the Mariachis/Isotopes were victorious 10-3 over El Paso. The 1-1 liner up the middle, base hit center field. Jansen Whitty hits a line drive that landed just to the left of second base and then went into center field. Second hit of the day for the Rainiers off Gold.
Center fielder number 51, Luis Liberato.
Well, that's going to bring Luis Liberato to the plate. In that game in 2018, Josh Fuentes homered. He drove in 4. Anthony Bim Boom had a 2-run homer. And Nelson Gonzalez got the victory. 2 2/3 innings of relief, allowed just 1 run. Yesterday, Nelson Gonzalez rejoined us. 6th consecutive year for Gonzalez with us. He's got a chance to become the all-time games pitch leader in Isotopes history. Liberato's a lefty, takes a little inside for ball 1. The all-time record for games pitched by an Isotope, Ross Wolf, with 132. Yesterday, Nelson Gonzalez pitched in his 114th game in an Isotopes uniform. Here's the 1-0. And that is a called strike on the outside corner. And on this day in 2018, Gonzalez got the victory, 10-3, down in El Paso. Middle infielders looking to turn two. Liberato runs well. Liberato likes to hit it to left field, and when he hits it in the air, the 1-1, a swing and a miss. Count is a ball and 2 strikes. Well, on this day in 2009, Isotopes were defeated 2-0 at Omaha, and it was a somewhat historic day, though. The Isotopes starting catcher went 0 for 3, struck out twice. His batting average was 185. The 1-2 is in the dirt for a ball. And that was the last game that catcher played as a catcher. But his professional baseball career was not done. We were a Dodgers affiliate at the time, and the Dodgers said, "We think that you should become a pitcher." And so they sent him to the Dodgers spring training facility to begin the transition. And here we are, 12 years later, and Kenley Jansen has become one of the best closers of our generation. And on this day in 2009 was the last day that Kenley Jansen was a catcher in the Dodgers organization. 2-2, a swing and a foul tip caught by Servin. Liberato strikes out. And that's the first out here in the 3rd inning. First strikeout of the night for Gold. 1 on and 1 out, and Jared Kelnick will bat next. Rainiers leading 1-0. During Jansen's career as a catcher, he had 953 plate appearances. Batting average was .229. Jansen was the catcher when Clayton Kershaw made his professional debut in the minors. First pitch, line drive, base hit center field. Kelnick's aboard again. It was hit so hard, however, Whitty has to stop at second base. Right back up the middle. Gold and Trejo were looking at it, jumping for it, but over both of their reaches.
Number 6, Jose Godoy.
So 2 on, 1 out. And Jose Godoy will be the batter. Think about how much the Dodgers' history has changed because of their decision to convert Kenley Jansen to a pitcher and what he's meant for the organization. First pitch to Godoy is lined foul, well down the left field line. I remember when Jansen was getting close to the major leagues, and you started to just hear all this talk around the Dodgers front office, their minor league people, checking the minor league box scores every day. At the time, I was in Los Angeles doing post-game Dodger talk, and I remember just constantly hearing about this guy, Kenley Jansen. I was like, wait, isn't that the catcher? And the 0-1 is a called strike. Wasn't that the guy who was with Curacao in the World Baseball Classic and had this like great throw to second base? And everyone's like, yes, he's now a pitcher and he's really good. And I remember when he made his major league debut, I remember interviewing him right after that game on the field. And you could just sense right away that there was something special about Kenley. Dodgers had a bullpen coach at the time. Here's the 0-2 pitch. That is up and in for a ball. And that bullpen coach had been in the Yankees organization when Mariano Rivera was there. And he was saying, Jansen's cutter is like Mariano Rivera's cutter. And I was like, no way, come on. No one's cutter is like Mariano Rivera's. He's like, trust me, his cutter is like Mariano Rivera's. All he needs is one pitch. That's how good he is. And now since then, Kenley Jansen's kind of had to reinvent himself. He uses his slider a whole lot more. No longer just a one-pitch guy. But again, he used to be a catcher, and today, in 2009, on this day, was the last day that Kenley Jansen was a catcher in the minor leagues. What a decision to convert him. 1-2 pitch in the dirt. Good block by Servin. Tried to get Godoy to chase, but he would not. It's a 2-2 count. Gold looking for a strikeout, or better yet, a double play grounder. Godoy hit a ground ball to the first baseman in his first at-bat. Number 2 hitter in the Rainiers lineup. They're leading 1-0, looking to extend their lead. Here's the pitch. Fouled straight back. It's still 2-2. Got a couple of interesting notes from this day in Major League Baseball history, both of which have a little bit of an Albuquerque tie to them. The 2-2 from Gold. That's a called third strike. Got him looking on the inside corner. Fastball at 91 miles an hour. Second out of the inning, both on strikeouts. And with 2 on and 2 out, Cal Raleigh will come to the plate. Well, on this day in 2015, Jock Peterson, former Isotope, became the third rookie in Major League history to hit 20 home runs before July. He homered off Alan Webster. That was Jock's rookie year. Jock, of course, was the MVP in 2014 in the Pacific Coast League when he played here for the Isotopes. Raleigh's a switch hitter, batting from the left side. The first pitch is hit up in the air, very high, shallow left, sprinting in Valade. He's got a long way to go, but he slows down. He makes the catch, and the inning is over. For the Rainiers, no runs, 2 hits, no errors, and 2 left on base. Bottom of the third coming up next. It's still Tacoma 1, Albuquerque nothing on the Isotopes Multimedia Network. Top of the order due up for the Albuquerque Isotopes as they come to bat bottom of the third, trailing 1-0 to the Tacoma Rainiers. It's Winton Bernard, Ryan Valade, and Connor Joe. Isotopes have 3 hits off starter David Huff, but they have not been able to capitalize. They have 3 left on base. Huff has struck out 3. Bernard had a double in the first, was stranded there. Ryan Valade, Connor Joe will follow Bernard. Huff's had to throw a lot of pitches, 40 of them through 2 innings. And from the wind-up first pitch is a swing and a foul. That got home plate umpire Aaron Higgins. That's 2 different balls that have hit Higgins. And the other 2 umpires are going to come down and check on him. Malachi Moore from first base, the crew chief, and Reed Gibbs, the umpire at third base. Also the Isotopes trainer, Hoshi Mizutani, as well. It looks like Aaron is trying to let everyone know right away that he's okay. He's rubbing his mouth and jaw. Get another look at this for our television audience. Well, that got him right smack middle in the face mask. Ooh. Got to be tough to be an umpire. And Higgins continues to let everyone know, either I'm fine or I'll be fine. Hopefully he is fine right now. 0-1's the count to Bernard. Here's the pitch. Outside for a ball. It's 1-1. I want to go back to this day in baseball history. Don't want to leave you hanging. Told you that there was 2 things from baseball history that had an Albuquerque tie. The 1-1 is fouled back. It was on this day in 1990 that 2 no-hitters were thrown. The A's' Dave Stewart threw a no-hitter in Toronto. And then that night, Fernando Valenzuela threw a no-hitter in Los Angeles against the Cardinals. Now, Fernando never pitched here in Albuquerque. He went straight from Double-A San Antonio to the majors. Dave Stewart did pitch for the Albuquerque Dukes parts of 3 years back at the old Albuquerque Sports Stadium. The 1-2 grounded foul. Stu made 1 start in 1977 for the Dukes. In 1979, he was here the whole season through 170 innings. And then the following year, he was also in Albuquerque the entire season. He threw 202 innings in the minor leagues. That is crazy. He had 29 starts, 2 relief appearances. It was hard to crack the Dodgers' rotation back then. The 1-2 hit in the air to right field. Playable for Kelnick, a few steps over toward the line. He's there to make the catch, and that's the first out. Got to remember, in the early 80s, it was still a 4-man rotation. And the best chance that Dave Stewart probably had to crack the Dodgers rotation got taken away when Fernando burst upon the scene with Fernando Mania there in 1981. But both of them, they were teammates with the Dodgers. Dave Stewart, Fernando Valenzuela, they both threw no-hitters on this day in 1990. Both of those games were televised by ESPN. How about that doubleheader? There's Ryan Valade, a swing and a miss. Strike 1. 1-0 the score. Tacoma leads Albuquerque. Bottom 3. Here's the 0-1 pitch. A swing and a miss. Valade's down in the count 0-2. Late asking for time. Huff's a pretty quick worker, especially when he's throwing a bunch of strikes and getting quick outs. Lade wants to make sure that he's settled. Now he is. And here's the pitch. Grounded, foul down the third base line. Pulled that one. Count still no balls and 2 strikes. The Lade flew out to the right fielder in his first at bat, looking to start a 1-out rally here in the third. Pitch on the way. That's a called third strike. Got him looking on the outside corner at the knees. That's the 4th strikeout for Huff. And Connor Joe will bat next.
Now batting for your Isotopes. Right
Well, no
fielder,
shadows
number
early in the game
14,
for the hitters. We've been under
Connor
cloudy
Joe.
skies the entire game. The wind has picked up a little. It rained here overnight and rained in the early morning and rained in the late morning. It never was like a pouring rain. It honestly felt like we were in Tacoma. We're playing the Tacoma Rainiers. It felt like we were in Tacoma in April, where it's just overcast and lightly raining off and on. First pitch to Joe is a called strike on the outside corner. Stopped raining mid-afternoon. Neither team took batting practice on the field. Field's in fine shape. Here's the 0-1. And that's a line drive, base hit toward left center field. Joe takes the turn at first. Liberato gets to it quickly, and Joe will be held at first base with a base hit. That's the 4th hit for the Isotopes.
Now batting first baseman number 1, Greg Bird.
Fastball away, and just a nice low line drive base hit. And now Greg Bird will head to the plate. Joe takes his lead at first base. And the first one to Bird is a check swing, did not go. Ball 1. This is the last meeting of the season between these two teams. We will not go to Tacoma. Just 6 games between these teams, all here in Albuquerque. And here's a toss over. Joe didn't have much of a lead, goes back in standing. Between the combination of putting out a schedule in the middle of the worst of the pandemic and then having the month of April wiped away and going from 16 teams down to 10, there's all kinds of funkiness to this year's schedule. The 1-0 is a called strike. We don't play Sacramento at all. A couple of teams we only play once, and then we play Sugar Land 30 times. We'll go to Sugar Land. That's the suburbs of Houston. We'll go there 3 different times this year. We've already gone once. Now the 1-1. A swing and a miss. Snap throw back to first. Joe's back in. We'll play El Paso a bunch. That's common sense. We can bus down there. They'll be busing up here tomorrow morning. Actually, probably Thursday morning. Probably enjoy the off day in El Paso, and then they'll come up here on Thursday. 1-2 pitch. Slow ground ball on the right side. Marmoleos fields, flip to the pitcher covering. Plenty of time to get Bird. That'll do it for the Isotopes here in the third. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on base. We head to the 4th. It's Tacoma 1, Albuquerque nothing on the Isotopes Multimedia Network.
4 Rivers Equipment is a proud sponsor. Now batting left field.
He spent 12 in the minors. He's now an umpire supervisor who is evaluating these umpires. He's also a New Mexico native. So welcome back home and welcome to the broadcast.
Thanks, Josh. Pleasure to be here, and what a great view you have. What a great office you have every day.
I'm not switching jobs with you. We're
Wow.
not trading jobs.
You know something? From my perspective as a supervisor now, I'm seeing some of these stadiums, of course, from a different view, and I'm realizing how beautiful they are. And boy, this one is really a beautiful stadium.
Dylan Thomas at the plate, left-handed hitting left fielder, cleanup hitter, took the first pitch for a strike. Brandon Gold's on the mound. And into the windup, the 0-1 pitch is a line drive to left field, and that's down for a base hit. Well, we got lots of things to cover, Mike. One of the things that I was going to ask you about has already come into play. Aaron Higgins took a foul ball right off the mask. So how many times did you suffer a concussion, or as an evaluator, what do you advise guys when they take a foul ball right off the mask like that?
Well, you know something I noticed, this was the second hit of the game. And the second one was real flush, and you know, he was moving his jaw around. So I called the medical director in the minor leagues just to let him know that he had been hit a couple times. Listen, sometimes there's just nothing you can say. I've had diagnosed with 2 or 3 concussions in my career, and they're real. And so I look at sometimes head height. I look at where they're setting up, if they're in the slot position, as we call it, and sometimes that alleviates getting hit. Sometimes.
Count is 0-1 to Wyatt Matheson, a right-handed hitter. And the pitch is taken a little outside for ball. Aaron's taller than most umpires. What's the slot position? What do you mean by that?
Yeah, he is. You know, he's 6'2", and so the slot position is that area in between the batter and the catcher. That over that shoulder, it's hard to define other than, you know, it's that area. Like right now, you get that catcher squeezing in on him, and it's taking that slot position out of the way.
Ground ball to third. Unable to come up with it is Motter, and that's going to be an infield single. Everybody's safe. Looked like that ball might have skipped underneath the glove of Motter.
E5.
And that's been scored an error in E5 on the third baseman. And so that's going to put runners at first and second. Another look at this for the television audience. Motter coming in. And actually, yeah, he just came up on it. Ball stayed low. He tried to do a scooping motion. And so 2 on, nobody out for Jake Hager. 1-0 the score. Tacoma is leading Albuquerque and looking for more. You were talking about just the positioning for the umpire.
Yeah, you know something, like on that last pitch, the catcher was really squeezing inside, and then you have the batter, and so you lose that slot position, that area between the catcher and the hitter that gives you a full view of the plate. If you're not in that slot sometimes, and then you can't see the outside corner of the plate.
So should he go to the other side?
Absolutely not.
No, okay. So here's Jake Hager, right-handed hitter. And the first pitch, thought about a bunt, takes a called strike. A couple of nights ago, we had a ball that was hit down the line. It was initially called a home run. Isotopes manager Warren Schaefer came out. The 3 umpires got together. They ended up overturning it. From the way that you teach, what do you teach the umpires on how to make a call like that gets overturned?
Well, you know, it's good that you brought that up because I talked to them about it, and you know, the third base umpire had the ball fair, I believe, a fair home run. And I talked to the crew about if they have a crew signal, if the plate umpire or even the first base umpire, which surprisingly has the best view on that sometimes because he has an angle. And I said, if you definitely have it different, and I'm talking 110%, you need to start walking towards him to let him know you have some information for him.
Okay.
And so we talked about that. Now, you know, before they
1-1 pitch is a ground ball to the shortstop. Trejo fields. They'll go for second for 1. Back to first is not in time. Hustling down the line was Hager. Alan Trejo had a decision to make. Does he go to third for the lead runner, or does he try to turn 2? They nearly got the double play. Mercham had a quick pivot, and that was hit slowly. Got the call right.
Well, I'm not surprised, Josh, but I was writing down here a few things of my own because back end of a double play, I'm kind of seeing where his angle is and seeing where his timing was. It was excellent timing. Malachi did a great job with that. Pretty close play at the end, back end of a double play.
So first and third, 1 out. Jose Marmolejos at the plate. We're visiting with Mike Everitt, longtime Major League umpire, now a supervisor. First pitch is taken outside. So we were talking about how you just have this thing that you do to your other umpires to let them know, I might have saw it differently than you. You don't say anything, but it's just something that you do.
Yeah, you start walking towards them. You're telling them, hey, if you need, I got some information for you. Now, if you got information that you know you're going to overturn a call,
the 1-0 is fouled off.
Then I told them, you come in right away, and you just tell the manager, hold up, we're going to get together. And I think this is one of the cases where hindsight 2020, they would have done to alleviate the manager getting in there and then having to go to the crew consultation. It would have cut down on some time. And I think it would have looked really, really good for the crew.
Yeah.
But that's how we learn, right?
Right, exactly. It's why we're here. The 1-1 pitch is a little outside for ball. I would think now. You tell me if what I'm about to say is true or not. You don't want to show up your fellow umpires, especially if the crew chief had the call. Maybe if you're like new to the crew, do you feel a little sense of I don't want to show up the crew chief or I don't want to make them look bad because we're in this together?
No, that's not true. But I
Okay.
could see how people would think that would be true. There's times when I've been working with a senior crew chief in the major leagues, and I was younger, and I felt that way. But listen, you're working as a crew, right? And so a good crew chief will say your information is as valuable as mine. And matter of fact, we want you to develop into a crew chief someday. So that's kind of how the mentorship goes.
Gotcha. 3-1 the count to the left-handed hitting Jose Marmoleos. Gold comes set, and now time is called. Thomas singled, Matheson reached on an air, Hager a ground ball to the shortstop. Isotopes got an out at second, could not turn two. So that's how the runners are at the corners. Big moment in the game early here for Gold. The pitch is a chopper up the first baseline, foul. And the count is 3 balls and 2 strikes. So what are some of the other things that you're watching for with these umpires?
Well, I'm watching. First of all, I'm watching for kind of their field presence. I'm watching them. I'm watching them in between innings, what they're doing in between innings, how they're standing. I'm looking at hustle. I'm looking at mobility. I'm looking for their signals, if they're crisp, if their signals match the closeness of the play. There are a number of things I'm looking for.
3-2 pitch from Gold. That's a called third strike on the inside corner. And so Marmolejo strikes out. So what do you teach umpires about when the batter's not happy and they maybe say a little something or maybe they keep walking away and saying something? What do you teach?
Well, Josh, you're spot on right here. That's what I'm looking at right here. Borderline pitch. He calls a strike. I love his strike three mechanic. Strong, confident, in control. And what I liked about it is the batter's walking away. I don't know what he said, but he said something. And what I liked from this young man is he kept his mask on. Looked like he acknowledged that he was talking to him, but didn't whip his mask off. And the batter didn't say anything that warranted it. And he's in the dugout. We got no ejection, and the game continues, right? So I'm looking for that, handling situations.
Diffusing the situation?
Diffusing a situation. Handling also, when somebody is warranted to get ejected, I want to see an umpire who's going to take care of that also. It's a tough thing. Whether that in between. I want an umpire that we want an umpire who's going to take control of situations, but at the same time we want we don't want to be too aggressive in ejecting.
First pitch is taken outside for a ball by Jansen Whitty, a right-handed hitting second baseman. First and third, 2 outs. Tacoma batting, top of the fourth. Tacoma is leading 1-0. We're visiting with Mike Everitt. Spent 21 years as an umpire in the major leagues, 12 years in the minor leagues. Runners take their leads. And the 1-0 from Gold. Runner bluffs, doesn't go. Hit in the air to center field. Bernard freezes, gets a beat on it. He's there. He makes the catch, and for the second straight inning, Brandon Gold retires the side, stranding 2 runners on base. You can stick around, right, Mike?
Absolutely.
No runs. There was 1 hit, 1 error, and 2 left on base. Bottom of the fourth coming up next. It's Tacoma 1, Albuquerque nothing on the Isotopes Multimedia Network.
Designated driver. Designated.
Albuquerque trails 1-0 to Tacoma as we start the bottom of the fourth inning. Josh Suchon with you, joined by Mike Everitt, longtime major league umpire, 21 years in the major leagues, 12 years in the minors. He worked the wild card game 3 times, the division series 9 times, the league championship series 7 times. He worked 3 World Series, and he worked 1 All-Star game. He's from Aztec High School in Aztec, New Mexico. And he's our guest as Taylor Motter bats in the bottom of the fourth inning. First pitch is a called strike. Out of your lengthy career, what was the highlight of your umpiring career?
Well, I think when you have your first major league game.
Pitch is popped up a mile high on the infield. Talk about a major league pop-up. This is the third baseman, Wyatt Matheson, right next to third, makes the catch, 1 away.
So I think your first major league game, you go to umpire school hoping to get in professional baseball. You accomplish that, and then you work your way up from rookie ball to AAA. And on June 20th, 1996, to be exact, I was called at June 19th, but I got my first call up, and I worked my first major league game. So I think that is, has to be your highlight of
what ballpark?
Oakland.
Oakland,
it was
California.
Toronto at Oakland, 2-0, 2 hours and 45 minutes, and I had the plate.
First pitch called strike. They gave you the plate for your debut? Is that common?
It's not common, but that's why probably I was called up, because there were so many injuries, and the crew had just all of them worked the plate the night before,
Yeah.
and they traveled in, and I was traveling over the Bay Bridge, and crew chief Larry Young said, "Kid, what do you feel like about strapping it on tonight, working a plate?" And I felt my palms sweating profusely, and I said, "Well, absolutely." And then I started tapping my leg and said, "We need to get this thing going."
At the plate is Brian Servin. The 0-1 pitch is inside for a ball. Not bad for a kid from Aztec, New Mexico. When did you think you wanted to be an umpire?
Something I don't know. I know that my first game I umpired was 12 years old in Aztec, and then I was
How old were the kids if you were 12?
8.
Okay.
They were in desperate need of an umpire. The eight, where I only had 3 fields in Aztec at the Little League place, and then so they said, we need an umpire over here. Everyone was put their heads down, and then they said, we'll give you a hot dog and a Coke. And I sprint over there, and I said, that's pretty cool. And then they started to give me a hot dog and a Coke and pay me $5, so I started dabbling with it. I loved the game, and then, started officiating basketball at a later age, and the story kind of goes on from there.
Absolutely. 1-2 the count to catcher Brian Servin. Pitch on the way is a little low for a ball. You can never believe everything that's on your Wikipedia page. I don't know when was the last time you checked yourself, but apparently you appeared in the 1982 Connie Mack World Series.
Well, appeared is a strong word.
Okay.
I was in uniform. I was ready to go.
2-2 is a line drive to right field. That's down for a base hit. Jared Kelnick will get it back in. Brian Servin's got a one-out single. So you're in a uniform?
Yeah, I got picked up. Connie Mack team got picked up to be on the team who represented New Mexico. It was a thrill to be on there. I think we got eliminated quickly, but I was, relief pitcher. And when I say relief, I mean relief. and so I was getting ready to, but I didn't get the call. But I was part of the team.
Okay. Hey, it counts.
Yeah, absolutely.
Was there a team photo somewhere?
Well, I don't know. I can't find it, but I sure wish there was, because I need to prove it to some people.
Here's Alan Trejo at the plate. First pitch, a wave and a miss.
Especially my son.
Okay.
I need to prove it to him after he watches me throw batting practice sometimes.
Has your son ever said to you, and if he did, I want to be an umpire too, Dad, and if so, what did you tell him?
He has not said that, and, something I would tell him what my father told me, and that's, hey, if you have a dream, then you need to go out and try to get it, because you don't want to second-guess yourself later on. And that's coming when my father told me that when I was just about 20 credit hours short of a degree at New Mexico State, and I was floundering around, not figuring out what I was going to do with my life, and that was a good piece of advice.
0-1 the count to Trejo as Servin takes his lead. And the pitch is a called strike on the outside corner. If you had not umpired, what was plan B, or what was the plan before umpiring?
Oh, I went to New Mexico State on a music scholarship.
Really?
I played the trumpet ever since I was 5th grade, so I played basketball, baseball, and then football season I was a trumpet player.
Okay.
So I was going to teach and coach. That was going to be my plan.
All right.
Yeah.
And then you went to umpire school instead.
Yeah, then I went to umpire school, and
0-2 was grounded foul.
I did that because I'd met a gentleman down in Las Cruces, Paul Laporte and Mike Rundell, and anyway, I was doing some officiating working at the intramural department, and Mike said, I think you ought to look into umpire school. So I looked into it, and then that's when I went to home and told my father, and got in a 1978 Mercury Monarch and drove from Aztec to Daytona Beach for umpire school.
That's a long drive. 0-2 pitch, fouled straight back. What umpire had the biggest impact on your career?
Oh, great question. Well, I mean, listen, I can name a few of them. Larry Barnett was a great mentor for me. Richie Garcia, John Shulock. Wow.
Those are some legends that you just mentioned right there.
Absolutely, and they mentored me and they helped me. Larry Young, Tim Welke. It's a long list, and I'd have I'd have taken up probably a full inning going down that list, but those are some of the things that pop off. Right? But the guy that really pops off to me is a man who umpired in the American League 20 years, and then he became a supervisor, Marty Springstead. He's the one that had trust in me, and he's the one that called me up the first time. And when I had some bumps in the road as a supervisor, he believed in me and stuck with me.
1-2 the count to Alan Trejo. Pitch on the way is hit high in the air to center field. Playable for Liberato in front of the warning track. Underneath it, makes the catch. Trejo just got under that one. 2 outs, runner at first. We're in the bottom of the 4th inning. Tacoma's leading Albuquerque 1-0. We're visiting with Mike Everitt, Aztec, New Mexico native. And he's looking over at these 3 young minor league umpires and evaluating them and writing notes even between innings and during our conversation. And Nick Longy steps to the plate. Longy doubled a low line drive off the wall and left in his first at bat. Isotopes have 4 hits. Starter David Huff has walked none. And first pitch, a fastball, a swing, and a miss for strike 1. I read something from an umpire who I can't remember, but it was at the start of the season, and he mentioned how last year was just so weird with no fans in the stands, and he said, I missed getting booed. Said it's not the same without the fans booing the umpire, and I'm using this as a setup for how do you learn to accept that the fans are going to boo you?
Well, you don't actually learn it, you just live it.
Okay.
It happens quickly. And as I told someone up here in the press box that they were asking me about a fond story in the minor leagues. I mean, I was in Wausau, Wisconsin as a 25-year-old kid in the Midwest League, and an older lady that had been going to games for years had finally had enough of my umpire.
Okay.
All right. And she brought a box of carrots. And she said, young man, you need to eat these because I am tired of watching you umpire. So, I mean, you know something? You don't learn it, you live it.
Right. 2-1 the count to Longy. Was there ever a time where you had, like, your parents in the stands or a wife or a girlfriend and you're all proud of yourself and then the crowd is just relentlessly booing you?
Well, you really don't have time to be proud of yourself because you got a next play, next pitch. My father was my biggest.
2-1 is a line drive base hit left field. Gets to Thomas quickly. Stopping at second is Servin. So Longy has barreled up 2 hard line drives, but they've been low, and so he's got a double and a single to show for them. 2 on and 2 out for Scott Burcham as I rudely interrupted Mike's story.
Well, you know something, you have to rudely interrupt me because you've got action here. And I got to tell you, Josh, this is one of my long-time dreams of being a broadcaster. This past offseason, I dabbed in announcing some basketball for the high school team, and I absolutely love this. So, I mean, you are helping me out fulfill a little dream. If I could fill in and be your color commentator sometime, I'm really cheap.
Okay, so hot dog and a Coke?
Hot dog and a Coke would do well.
Okay.
Maybe some popcorn.
Okay. Here's Scott Burcham at the plate, 2 on and 2 out. And he takes a called strike on the outside corner. Well, that makes you the ideal minor league baseball employee.
Well, you know, you got somebody. Hey, look at this. Well, of course, you got to talk about that, Josh. That's a sponsor, right?
That's right. Nick LeBeau is rolling over in his grave right now. He is irate at me. I'm sorry, Uncle Nicky. You taught me better. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Is a soft pop-up over the pitcher's head. Might have some English on it. It does, and as a result, unable to come up with it clean is Hager. And that's an infield single for Scott Burcham. Had some backspin, hit the grass, and rolled away from Hager. Not much he could do. And the Isotopes have now loaded the bases on 3 singles with 2 outs, and we'll see if Winton Bernard can get the Topes on the board. They're trailing 1-0 here in the bottom of the 4th. Bernard has doubled and flied out to right. Isotopes have had runners on base in every inning. Bernard, a leadoff double in the first, got stranded there. 2 left on base in the second, 1 left on base in the third. And now they've loaded the bases for Bernard. First pitch. Grounded foul into the third base dugout. Count is 0-1. So you just learn to accept that people are going to boo you.
That's right. And My father was my biggest fan, and he used to come down here to this place right here when I was umpiring the Dukes, and he'd wear his cowboy hat, and he would be my biggest fan. But he would not be the most popular person in the world because he was probably the only one cheering for the umpires.
Now the 0-1 pitch. That is a called strike on the outside corner. Right on cue. Fans are booing the umpire. How about that timing?
Yeah, exactly right. Well, it's bases loaded, and you know you got 0-2 count, 2 outs, and so if something doesn't go right, it's got to be someone's fault, and usually they blame the umpires.
We were feeling sorry for Aaron Higgins when he took a foul ball off his mask 2 innings ago, but now things have quickly changed.
Yes.
Here's the pitch. That's low and outside for a ball. And the count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. So you did umpire in the Pacific Coast League?
I did, yeah. I mean, you know, Mr. John Traub, but when I was in the Coast League, he was in Calgary, and so it's been nice going. I went to Des Moines. I live there now, so I went to there. Went to Omaha, went to Salt Lake, and now here, and I've thoroughly enjoyed it.
Some of those ballparks are the exact same. Others have changed drastically
Yes.
over the years. 1-2 pitch to Bernard is fouled back. And the count remains 1 ball and 2 strikes. It's probably pretty nostalgic for you going back to those places where you umpired as a young man, and now you're.
Yeah. Well, you know, Salt Lake is where I got called up, so I was just there before I came here, and brought back some fond memories. And then here, you know, our office is on the ground level, and we're usually underground, and then we come out. I've never seen stadiums like this since being a supervisor. This is just really a beautiful sight.
Yeah, it really is. And it's the 18th year, and it looks like it's brand new.
Yeah.
Whenever I give a lot of tours in the off season, and I frequently ask people, how many years old do you think this ballpark is? You know, and I usually hear anywhere from like 3 to 8 or 9.
Right.
Say, no, this is the 18th year, and people are blown away. And then you show them the photos of the old Albuquerque Sports Stadium, and then you show them year 1 photos and the changes that we've done since then. The 1-2 pitch is a liner, foul down the third base line. I love how I always say the changes that we have done. I haven't done any of the changes whatsoever, but we meaning the city of Albuquerque and the Isotopes and everybody else that's involved in the we part of that.
Well, I remember when they had the lava rocks out there.
Yeah.
You know, and boy, the ball flew out of here just like it still does. I mean, the Pacific Coast League, I still call it the Pacific Coast League.
So
but,
do I.
Yeah, it's hard to get off of that, but. Man, I had some long games there in Salt Lake, and it's like Colorado. You never have a lead big enough.
By the way, what do you tell umpires to say when they come out here to break up these conversations? How long before you say, all right, go up there and tell them to get this thing going here?
Well, now you got the clock, right, up there, so you start timing it a little bit. But normally you don't say anything unless you got a feel for something might be going on, and you know that you kind of just have to get experience with that. But normally you don't say anything unless they just will not go. You might say, hey, let's go, here we go, you know, give a little clap of the hands.
Bases loaded, 2 outs. Winton Bernard at the plate. Topes trailing 1-0. Count is 1-2. Pitch on the way. Fouled back again. I'm not going to say who it was, but we had a pitching coach who told me that he would go out to the mound intentionally, waiting for the umpire to come out so that he could yell at him because he was tired of yelling from the dugout. He wanted to yell at him from the mound.
Well, that does happen. And then, you know, something, if they go out there and they want you to come out and have a little visit, then that's part of how, you know, I would evaluate how he handles that situation. Usually you would know that they were yelling beforehand, and you kind of have a feel for the game that you know they're waiting for the umpire to come out to the mound.
This will be the 4th consecutive 1-2 pitch. Winton Bernard is battling. Can he win the battle against pitcher David Huff? Here's the pitch. That's outside for a ball. Still only 2-2. Next pitch will be the 8th pitch of the at-bat. Did you ever work a no-hitter behind the plate?
I did. One no-hitter, Kevin Millwood at Phillies, San Francisco at Phillies in the old stadium in Phillies.
At the Vet.
At the Vet. Yeah, that's what I did, the Vet.
Now the 8th pitch of this at-bat. Fouled off yet again. The reason why I bring it up is great day in baseball history. Both Dave Stewart and Fernando Valenzuela threw a no-hitter on the same day, on this day in 1990.
Well, see, Josh, that's why you're so good at your job. You would know that and convey that to everyone else. I would like to ask you this. Where were you in 2003 when the Cubs were 5 outs away from going to the World Series. Do you remember where you were?
I was at my mom's house, and I was watching you on television say that there was no interference by Steve Bartman.
And at the time, you didn't know that was me, but you might have been booing me if you were a Cubs fan.
Here's the 9th pitch of this at-bat. Lined foul. I was going to save that for the 5th inning because the one thing you're taught as a broadcaster is don't open up a great story when there's 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and Winton Bernard's putting together an at-bat for the ages. And the next pitch will be the 10th pitch of this at-bat. We've been buttering you up with this softball questions in the top and the bottom of the 4th. We're going to start to grill you when we get to the 5th.
Well, I think I'm going to have to leave, Josh. I mean, this is when umpires can have to make a decision, and in my judgment, I might have to leave the booth.
This will be the 10th pitch of this at-bat. Bernard at the plate. Huff on the mound. Here it comes. Ground ball to the shortstop. Charging is Hager. Fields flips to second for the out. And the Isotopes get denied here in the 4th inning. No runs, 3 hits, no errors, 3 left on base. We head to the 5th. 1-0 the score. Tacoma leading Albuquerque on the Isotopes Multimedia Network.
Labor of love at 727-7677 for free pregnancy perks, including prenatal education.
On to the 5th inning here from the land of enchantment inside Rio Grande Credit Union Field. Finale of this 6-game series. Tacoma has won 3 of the 5 games so far. We got a pitcher's duel on this Tuesday evening. Tacoma 1, Albuquerque nothing as we start the 5th inning. Josh Suchon with you, and we have been regaling some great stories with former Major League umpire Mike Everitt. He's an Aztec, New Mexico native, and as we told him in the bottom of the 4th, we gave him some softball, we gave him some routine ground balls to the shortstop. Now we're going to give him some bang-bang plays with the game on the line as we talk to him here in the 5th inning. Luis Liberato at the plate, Brandon Gold on the mound. First pitch is fouled back. So what is it that the umpires are checking with the pitchers as they come off the mounds?
Well, Josh, you're right. You really started out with a hard ball here, and I can only tell you and comment on this. Listen, the Players Association got together with umpires and Major League Baseball and just said that things were being ignored that needed.
0-1 is popped up into shallow left. Coming in is Valade. Ryan Valade there makes a 2-handed catch, 1 away.
So they were just told, listen, we want to clean things up, and without going into too much detail, you know, there'd been video that had been taken of things that were going on with the pitchers and even, you know, the catchers, and they were even collecting balls early on in the season and testing them for substance, and they came up with this foreign substance policy, and the umpires, because they uphold the integrity of the game, were asked to do it, and they're gladly trying to do it for Major League Baseball to try to get a hold on what they perceived was a problem.
First pitch to Jared Kelnick is fouled off the plate for strike 1. This has been going on for a little over a week now. All the interactions that I've seen have been extremely cordial, and I'm not just saying this because you're here. If there was some type of confrontation, I would tell you. I think by now the pitchers just know, and so they walk over, here's my cap, here's my glove, all right, look at my belt. So, but what is the feedback that you have heard from your umpires about how cordial these checks have been?
Well, as usual, you know, when something first starts out,
0-1 is a ground ball, base hit left field as Jared Kelnick is 3 for 3. He rips one past the dive of the third baseman, Motter. He goes the other way. A homer to start the game. That's the only run. Then 2 singles since then for Jared Kelnick. And the batter will be Jose Godoy.
So things are usually cordial, you know, when you first start doing this. But some of the things that I've noticed and heard from some of the Major League umpires and as well as some of the AAA umpires is, you know, a starter he gets lit up one inning, maybe gives up 5. He's in no mood to get searched when he's coming off.
Yeah.
And when I say search, I mean that, you know, we're not talking the full body search here. They're asked to check the glove, the hat, and the inside of the belt.
Yeah.
We're not going to go, you know, we're not going to put our hands on them unless a manager within the rules ask us to check a certain part. You know, they think they're hiding some kind of substance. So, you know, that's one example. And, you know, at the big league level, there's, you know, you got issues because you've got maybe a team holding for a possible replay and you got a search going on. There's a number of things that, you know, make the load pretty heavy.
First pitch to Jose Godoy is a swing and a foul straight back. And the count is 0-1. I admit that I learned something I didn't know the other day, which actually happens on a regular basis, and that is with the pitcher for the Mariners, Santiago. Are you only allowed to use rosin on your throwing hand? Can you put it on the glove hand, or is it only on your throwing hand?
Throwing.
You're only on the throwing. Because what he said was that, and I know you can't get into the details about this, but I just want to clarify the rule, that as a pitcher, you can use the rosin bag on your throwing hand, but you can't put it on your glove hand. That's the rule?
That's correct. And so here's the deal with the rosin. I mean, rosin, as of course we see the rosin bags out there, so it can be used.
Right.
Right? It's other substances that mix with the rosin bag.
Right.
And you know, the umpires were told to get the rosin bag and get some sweat and rub it and see how that feels. It gets sticky compared to some other substance mixed with that. Listen, I hope this helps out, and I hope this cleans up. I would imagine there's going to be some adjustments as we move forward if Major League Baseball feels that's necessary. But for the time being, we had an instance the first game with Sergio Romo.
Yep.
Things like that are going to happen, and that's going to be unfortunate.
1-1 pitch to Godoy is a swing and a foul straight back. Again, I would have lost a lot of money if someone would have said, can you put rosin on your glove hand? I would have said, of course, it's right there on the mound. Of course you can put it on your bare hand. You can put it on your glove hand. I'm glad that I didn't bet anybody. I would have lost money. That's why I don't bet.
Well, I mean, I think there's a lot of things that we've seen in baseball that you just, kind of took for granted. And even when I was umpiring, the batters wanted the pitchers to have a good grip.
Yeah.
But then things got a little sideways.
1-2 pitch is a little outside. Count is 2-2 to Godoy. The score is 1-0. Tacoma is leading. Tacoma is batting here in the fifth. 1 on and 1 out as we visit with former Major League umpire Mike Everitt, Aztec, New Mexico native. Godoy is the number 2 hitter for Tacoma. Hitless in 2 at-bats in this game. And now time is called. One of my favorite things that batters or catchers will do at the beginning of a game is shake the home plate umpire's hand, or at the end of the game they'll shake the home plate umpire's hand, or the batter will come and they'll just tap them with their bat very gently against like their foot or their ankle, just like respect. The 2-2 is taken inside for a ball. Was there ever a time when someone did that at some point and you just went like, okay, cool, that's just mutual respect?
Yeah, I think especially as I got a little bit older, a little bit more mature, and I think, it helps when you walk out on the field and you have a little, as they say, dirt in your shoes, and you earn that respect because they know you're going to come out and work hard, and they know how hard the game is. And
3-2 is line. That is just foul down the left field line. That's actually got to be one of the hardest calls because it's a three-man crew. Third base umpire is over by second, so the home plate umpire has to see a ball that's hit about 300 feet down the left field line.
Very difficult call, and I'm glad you mentioned that. Now I'm going to have to jot that down. I saw the home plate umpire get on the line to make that call. I personally think that was close enough where I'd like a little bit more energy in the foul call, but that's just something that I'll have to pass by him. But that is a very difficult call.
Yeah. You take for granted that, in the lower minors, it's a 2-man crew or a 2-person crew. There's a lot of female umpires.
Right.
Here's the 3-2 pitch from Gold, and that's a ground ball on the right side. Over is Burcham. Can't quite come up with it. It scoots away from him into shallow right. On his way to third is Kelnick, and the Rainiers have runners at the corners with 1 out here in the fifth.
Josh, did you see that outstanding rotation by the crew? We had runners on first, a base hit, the plate umpire, as soon he's got to be busting up, and so he goes all the way to third to set up positioning for a possible play. The first base umpire, as soon as a batter runner passes first and commits to second, he's busting down to come to the plate. That's good stuff right there, Josh. Now, it might be boring to you and the viewers, but I'm telling you, that put a charge in me right there.
And they did it perfect?
I would say with pretty good precision. Good
A-minus?
hustle.
A-minus?
I'd say A.
A.
It was good.
Straight A.
Everybody was going right at it. They did what they needed to do.
There's Cal Raleigh at the plate. There was some play in yesterday's game. I can't remember what it was, but we had a really good replay of it. And as I was watching the replay and describing it, I realized that the umpire had his mask in his hand, which made me think, oh, yes, that's the home plate umpire who rotated over third and was right in perfect position for the call.
We talked about that. I talked about that with him after the first game of the series. I said, listen, when you're running up there for a purpose. And so what I want you to do is kind of veer out into foul territory and see where the throw's coming from, so where you have everything in front of you, and then you're able to adjust to where the throw and the tag is. And they was outstanding.
I'm looking back in my scorebook to try and remember. It might have been on that 6-3-5 double play. There was only a couple of outs that were made at third base. Anyways, I did notice that yesterday. I didn't notice the one that just happened a few moments ago because I was watching the ball. Here's the pitch taken for a called strike to Cal Raleigh.
Well, see, isn't that, I mean, that's your job, right? And my job is after the ball's hit, I zero in on the umpires, depending on where the ball's hit and if there's a catch, no catch, or anything like that.
First and third, one out. Tacoma leading 1-0. Looking for some breathing room, and Gold steps off. Gold has stranded 2 runners on in the 3rd inning and 4th inning, and trying to do the same here in the 5th. Could really use a ground ball right at one of his infielders. 3 of them are on the right side, the overshift against Raleigh. Motter at third base, the only one on the left side of the infield. The pitch got jammed, fouled back into the screen, and the count is 0-2. All right, so you brought up the famous ball from the National League Championship Series, the infamous Steve Bartman play. I still think that Bartman and that whole thing was overblown. Next pitch, there was a ground ball to the shortstop. If Gonzalez fields it, it's a double play. The inning's over, and the Cubs go on to the World Series. But that did not happen. Instead, we have heard for a long, long time now, 18 years, about Steve Bartman and was it interference and was it not interference, and how that impacted the Cubs losing that game. That was still Game 6. They had the lead in Game 7 with Kerry Wood on the mound. They blew that too. The 0-2 was fouled back. But as an umpire, what did you look at on that play with the fan interference?
Well, first of all, I like to bring up that you work in the playoffs and you work 6 umpire system versus 4, which is totally different. And so you see things differently. But in Chicago, I just first of all, Chicago was electric. That whole series was electric, and Wrigley's going crazy. And I'll let you do your job and then finish up here, Josh.
Here's the 0-2 pitch. Fouled straight back. It's still 0-2.
So, the stadium's rocking. You can pretty much feel your shoes shaking out there. And I'm a young umpire, and then the ball goes up, and it's down the left field line, and I just know that that's my responsibility. I also know at the time that the pitchers, the mound was out there, so you kind of went over a hill, and then all of a sudden I see hands by the stands, and
multiple hands, not just Bartman's.
Multiple hands, yeah. And then I see the ball,
0-2 is low.
Carry him into the stands or wherever it went, and I had to make a decision right away whether I thought that was fan interference. I immediately pointed up in the stands, signaling the ball's in the stands, so there's no fan interference. If I would have had fan interference, I would have gave a fan interference like a holding call, kind of like football, and then I would have had to decide, had fan interference not occurred, could Lou caught that ball?
Right.
And I just remember Lou.
This is Moises Alou here.
Moises Alou.
1-2 pitch from Gold. He's hit it in the air to left field. Valade going back. He jumps. He can't get it. It's over his head. It one hops the wall. Kelnick scores. Stopping at second after a wide turn is Godoy, and so Raleigh's going to have to go back to first base. A one-hopper off the wall. That's just a single, but it's an RBI, and Tacoma has a 2-0 lead.
So after Moises, can't catch the ball, he is thoroughly disgusted. He looks at me. He throws his glove to the ground, and I just thought to myself, well, here we go. And all of a sudden, Dusty Baker comes out of the dugout and holds his arms up, and I pointed into the stands, and then all of a sudden, all the action went completely to the stands to this man named Steve Bartman. I had no argument. Game went on, as you said, double play boot, and then something else happened, and they lost. And my partner at third base, Phildon Culbreth, was working third base. South Carolina boy.
Here's Dylan Thomas at the plate, first and second. Taken, ball 1.
South Carolina guy, and I'm going to mess this up, but, he just, in between innings later on, he said, well, Mike, I tell you, we're going to find out in a hurry if this is on you because the press is going to be waiting. And so I said, yeah, you're right, Cubby. And we got down to the locker room, and there wasn't any press.
None?
I could not shower fast enough. I was out the door. We got out.
1-0 pitch, ground ball, base hit left field. Digging for third is Godoy. He's being waved in. Valade's throw is way offline. Not enough on it. Thomas has an RBI single. Godoy scores, and Tacoma's lead is now 3-0. Is that because it was the playoffs and they weren't allowed down there, or what's wrong with the press? Why weren't I?
That's what everything went to, everything went to Bartman, and then, of course, they had chances to win it before that. And then I think, they thought it was Game 7. They had, I think Wood was pitching. I don't. It was strange, but I often say that could have really changed my early career in a hurry.
How many times have you gone back to watch that play in your life?
Josh, I do not watch it very often because my palms still sweat when I see it sometimes, and someone will call me up and go, hey, do you see the 30-30? And I'm like, no, I'm not going to watch it. I'm done. I have a picture of it, and
there's Wyatt Matheson.
I have a great picture of, Lou trying to catch it in the hands, and you can see Bartman, and I got a great picture of that, but I do not watch that.
Is that because you know that you got it right, or is that because you're worried that you got it wrong? Or do you just not go there?
Well, geez, Josh, that's a great question. I think
you're going to leave here any second now.
I think it's a combination.
The 1-0 is a swing and a miss.
I think it's a combination. Listen, that's the thing about being an umpire. You have to make split decisions, split-second decisions. Some of them are right, some of them are wrong. And then it's how you deal with that. And I found out later in my career with replay and getting graded out on plate games that it is a really mental battle. You try to be perfect, but if you try to be perfect too often, that can also do damage to your performance, to be quite honest with you.
And when you use the word perfect, I immediately think of Armando Galarraga and Jim Joyce. And in my mind, the way that Armando handled that, the way that Jim Joyce handled that, publicly admitting that he got it wrong, I think that game is more memorable than any perfect game because it showed the humanity. It showed that we make mistakes. Pitches taken for a ball. And I don't know if I would ever remember an Armando Galarraga perfect game, but I remember that Jim Joyce got the call wrong, and he admitted it, and then they met the next day at home plate, and they hugged, and they've been friends, and,
You're right. It was a great story, and sometimes you just have to own it, right?
Yeah.
And sometimes that's when you get the most respect. You don't want to.
3-1 slow ground ball to the shortstop. Trejo charges, fields, throws, only plays first base, gets the out there. Matheson retired. Raleigh advances to third. Thomas to second. Tacoma has scored 2 in the inning. The Rainiers are leading 3-0. And the next batter will be Jake Hager.
And I think that play really spurned on replay.
Yep.
And as I tell people, they ask me, are you for replay? Or are you not? Hey, listen. Once the decision was made, you had to move with it, right?
Yep.
I was a traditionalist, but once they did it, now we don't have arguments on those plays. We just have arguments about balls and strikes and check swings, basically.
And that's the next wave that's coming. It's happening in the Florida State League, or whatever that league is called now. First pitch is a called strike. It's happening in the Independent Atlantic League, I think, with the robo-umpires. And I've heard mixed reviews on sometimes that's a little bit higher and sometimes it just totally misses a call. Technology is good when it works.
Well, I mean, who operates technology?
Right? Humans.
That's
They're the ones who
right.
have to set it up.
Yeah.
0-1 is low. What are you hearing from the umpires who are working with the robo balls and strikes umpire?
Have not spoke with them, but I'm at that level, and so I don't know, to be honest with you.
Okay.
I have no idea where that's headed. I know they're working with it, and I just don't know where that's at.
Second and third, 2 outs. Jake Hager at the plate. And the pitch from Gold is a called strike on the outside corner. Jake Hager does not like your umpire right now.
Well, Jake, I don't know what to tell you. I did not see that pitch, but there are times when they just do not agree with your call.
I thought it was a strike. Of course, it's the Isotopes who are on the mound, so take that with a grain of salt. 1-2 pitch is a swing and a foul, and the count remains 1-2 strikes.
Jake is 0 for 2. I don't know if that has anything to do with it, but maybe he's just not having a good night and he's not happy with.
You know when the pitch that hitters get most upset when it's a borderline 1-1 because it has the biggest impact. The difference between your average at 1-2 versus 2-1 is enormous. And so whether you're right or wrong, the 1-2 way inside for a ball, 2-2. I guess I don't have any facts to back that up other than just from what I see.
Well, something that's interesting, and I will tell you this, as an umpire, you just don't think that, right?
Mm-hmm.
You do think, though, when you have an 0-2 count that you're going to make them throw a strike.
Yeah.
Right? But you just don't think about those kind of percentages.
The 2-2 from Gold. A swing and a foul at the plate. And it's still 2 balls and 2 strikes. We're going to have bigger bases that are going to be starting here. July 15th is when we hit the halfway point of the season. We're at game 48. When we hit game 61, we're going to have bigger bases.
They're bringing it to AAA.
The International League has the bigger bases, and then we'll flip it. So they'll go back to the previous size bases for the second half so they can compare and contrast. And we'll have the bigger bases in about 2 weeks or so. 2-2, a swing and a miss. Hager strikes out, and that'll do it for Tacoma. Is that good, Mike?
That's good, Josh. It was so enjoyable. I very much appreciate it.
Absolutely. That was a lot of fun. We learned a lot. Hope the audience learned a lot as well. Again, that's Mike Everitt. He spent 21 years in the majors, 12 in the minors. He now is a supervisor. He's from Aztec, New Mexico. He's had a great career and really appreciate all the information that he just gave us. We head to the bottom of the 5th inning here from Rio Grande Credit Union Field. It's Tacoma 3, Albuquerque 1 on the Isotopes Multimedia Network. New pitcher on the mound for the Tacoma Rainiers as we start the bottom of the 5th inning. It's Tacoma leading 3-0. Tacoma Rainiers are the Seattle Mariners AAA affiliate. 3 runs, 8 hits, no errors. And they have left 6 on base. And for Albuquerque, no runs, 7 hits, 1 error, and 7 left on base. Albuquerque is the Colorado Rockies AAA affiliate. Starter for Tacoma, David Huff, was good, 4 scoreless innings, but he had to throw a lot of pitches in those 4 innings. He threw 84 pitches in 4 innings, 63 strikes, scattered 7 hits, again, no runs, no walks, 4 strikeouts. There was some long at-bats. Winton Bernard had a 10-pitch at-bat before he grounded out to end the 4th. A couple of other 8-pitch at-bats, a 6-pitch at-bat. And he added up, it was 84 pitches for David Huff in 4 innings. And now Zach Weiss takes over on the mound. Weiss is a right-hander. At the plate, Ryan Valade. First pitch, a swing and a miss on a high fastball. Valade 0 for 2. He's flied to right and struck out looking. Weiss pitched Saturday. He got the loss in the Isotopes come from behind victory. And the 0-1 is a called strike. And it's 0-2. Weiss entered in the 8th inning with 2 on and 2 out. And he retired Valade to keep it a tie game. And then in the 9th inning, the Isotopes were able to scratch together a run. A single, a stolen base, an intentional walk, and then a sac fly. The 0-2 bounced in front of the plate for a ball. That makes the count 1 ball and 2 strikes. Winton Bernard manufactured that as a pinch runner, stealing second and scoring on a fly ball to fairly shallow left field off the bat of Jose Perseno. And again, it was Zach Weiss, who's on the mound now, who was pitching that in the 9th inning Saturday. The 1-2 pitch. Got him looking on the outside corner. Valade gets fooled, strikes out looking. And so that's 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th inning. And Connor Joe heading to the plate. Celebrate life's moments with an ice-cold Pepsi. Break out the Pepsi and keep cheering on your Albuquerque Isotopes. Pepsi is a proud partner of Isotopes Baseball. Joe struck out in the 1st. He singled to center in the 3rd. Righty on righty. First pitch is a little high for ball 1. Again, the Topes have 7 hits. They have had at least 1 base runner on in every inning. Stranded 3 in the 4th, 2 in the 2nd inning. 1 left on base in the 1st and 3rd. So they've had chances, have not been able to capitalize just yet. The 1-0. Popped up very high. It is twilight right now. First baseman is Jose Marmolejos. He is straddling the line, makes a two-handed catch, technically in fair territory. And Joe is retired. There's 2 outs. The view is a little spooky because we've got some fog that's above the Sandia Mountains. And then you've got some dark clouds that are hovering above us. And then way down the left field line, there's just a tiny bit of a sunset with a little bit of light in the sky. It has been overcast the entire night. We had rain throughout the day. It was never a heavy pounding rain, just a persistent, annoying rain. First pitch down and in for ball 1. But we are enjoying the fact that it's not 100 degrees here like it normally is this time of year and like it is in the Pacific Northwest right now and many other parts of the country. The 1-0 pitch to Bird, very high and outside for ball. It is a refreshing 63 degrees here in Albuquerque right now. It's June 29th, and it is 63 degrees. Bird struck out and grounded out against the starter Huff. Now he faces right-hander Zach Weiss, looking to start a 2-out rally. As usual, the shift is on. The pitch. Thought about a bunt to beat the shift, but takes it. It's ball 3. Only one infielder on the left side. That's Wyatt Matheson. He's way back behind the bag. Way off the line. Bird shortened up. Let it go. And here's the 3-0. That's a called strike on the inner third. Outfield plays him straight away. Just a light breeze right now. Here's the 3-1 pitch. Popped up, foul to the left, and out of play. Count is full. Tomorrow we are off. Thursday, the homestand continues. El Paso Chihuahuas in town. Start a 6-game series. El Paso is the Padres affiliate. We faced them earlier this year down in western Texas. El Paso took 5 of 6 in that series. Isotopes will be looking to get a little revenge, turn the tables on the Padres affiliate. Here's the 3-2. This one is fouled off again, further down the third base line, again well out of play. Friday, the first 2,000 fans 16 and older will receive Isotope vests. That's presented by PxP. Saturday and Sunday, post-game fireworks. Sunday is Independence Day. We'll have the firework extravaganza. That's the biggest, longest, loudest, most boisterous, most dramatic of all the fireworks shows of the year. 3-2. That's inside, ball 4. Bird draws a walk. First walk issued by a Tacoma pitcher tonight. And that's going to bring Taylor Motter to the plate. Well, you always feel like it's a rally when Motter is heading to the plate. Leads the league in OPS. Tonight he has struck out and popped up to third. Isotopes trailing 3-0. Motter batting 5th tonight. Looking forward to watching Bernardo Flores start Friday. Rockies just got him off waivers. First pitch is a called strike. And Flores was assigned to AAA Albuquerque. He'll be making his Rockies organization and Isotopes debut Friday night. He'll be the starting pitcher, left-hander Bernardo Flores. Looking forward to watching him pitch. Here's the 0-1. That's outside for a ball. Evens the count at 1-1 to Taylor Motter. Small lead at first base for Bird, not taking any chances. Here's the 1-1 pitch. A swing and a miss. Took something off that. Motter swings over the top. And the count is 1-2. Zach Weiss is 6'3", 210. He's from Irvine, California. 28-year-old right-hander. He was signed by the Mariners on May 22nd. That was about 2.5 weeks after the season began. The 1-2. Fouled off behind home. Over the roof, out of play. Count remains a ball and 2 strikes to Motter. And this is the 11th appearance for Weiss, an ERA of 5.84, league batting .245 against him. Has really good strikeout totals, including tonight 18 strikeouts in 13 innings. The pitch, low and away. It's 2-2. Weiss has balked twice. That stands out. Sets at the letters. And the pitch. Grounded foul toward the Isotopes dugout. So Motter, like he did in the second inning, fouling off a bunch of pitches after falling behind in the count. Next pitch will be the 7th pitch of this at-bat. Second baseman Whitty plays way up the middle, not quite behind second, close to it. Outfield straight away. The pitch checked his swing, did not go. And a full count now at 3-2. Runner will be going from first base. Isotopes trailing 3-0 as they bat, bottom of the 5th. First baseman Marmolejos will move back behind Bird as he takes off. The pitch is inside, ball 4, and Motter has drawn yet another walk. That is the 7th walk for Motter in this series. I mean, he didn't start yesterday. They have pitched him very carefully. He leads the league in OPS, and they have been very careful with him. And that's going to bring the pitching coach for Tacoma, Rob Marcello Jr., out to the mound for a visit. Catcher Godoy, a couple of the infielders will join in as well. Tonight's broadcast brought to you in part by Summit Fire and Security. Your one source for all fire protection and security needs is Summit Fire and Security. Their team of experts takes pride in protecting you and your buildings from fire and intrusion. A proud sponsor of the Isotopes. Learn more at summitfiresecurity.com. That's summitfiresecurity.com. Conference on the mound is broken up. Weiss retired the first 2 batters. And then back-to-back walks to Bird and Motter. Now here's Brian Servin representing the potential tying run. Topes trailing 3-0. That was the second mound visit for Tacoma. They still have 3 remaining. Servin's 2 for 2, a single to center, a single to right. Righty on righty matchup. The pitch. That's slightly inside for ball 1. Servin's got some power. He's hit 5 home runs. He's driven in 14 runs in 21 games. Slugging percentage is .507 when the day began. The 1-0 pitch. That is a little high. Ball 2. Well, if you're Servin, there's 2 schools of thought right now. Number 1 is he's walked back-to-back hitters. It's ball 2. There's no strikes. Make him throw a strike. Don't help him. That's one thought. The other thought is he doesn't want to fall behind 3-0. He knows he needs to throw a strike. The pitching coach just came out there, probably told him in so many words, throw strikes. You might get one down the middle. Be ready. Be ready to hit it a long ways. Here it comes. Swings and fouls it straight back. Out of play. It's 2-1. I think Servin had thought number 2. Time to do some damage. Help my team. Just missed it, fouled it back. Still in control of the at-bat. He's still got a 2-1 count. Servin takes his time, settles himself back in the right-handed batter's box. Elbow guard on the left arm. Fairly wide stance. 2-1. Fouled straight back. He was right on that fastball, just missed it. And now it's a 2-2 count. Birds at second base. Motter is at first base. They both walked. And Servin trying to bring him in. Trying to get his team their first runs of the game. Trying to make Weiss pay for those 2 free passes. The 2-2. A swing and a miss. He struck him out. The inning is over, and the Isotopes leave more runners on base. No runs, no hits, no errors. 2 left. We've completed 5 innings. It's Tacoma 3, Albuquerque nothing. This is the Albuquerque Isotopes Multimedia Network.
I think it was red chili.
A photo finish in the chili pepper race between innings. I'm not sure who won it. Red Pepper is celebrating as if Red Pepper was the winner. I'm not sure. That was a photo finish between green and red. An electrifying chili pepper race here in the middle of the 6th inning. The score is 3-0. Tacoma is leading Albuquerque. And we got a new pitcher on the mound for the Isotopes. It is right-hander Jesus Tinoco. It's time for a Tecate Light pitching change. Tecate Light has that crisp Mexican lager flavor that you love. Lighter, smoother, and oh so refreshing. That feeling in Mexico is just a sip away. Tecate Light, Mexico is in us. Remember to drink Tecate responsibly. Tinoco takes over for Brandon Gold. And Gold's pitching line tonight, somewhat similar to his line Thursday in the opener of this series. He gets the assignment in games 1 and 6 against Tacoma. Tonight's line, 5 innings, 8 hits, 3 runs, all earned. No walks, 4 strikeouts through 92 pitches, allowed a home run. His line on Thursday was 6 2/3 innings, 3 runs allowed. He was more efficient on Thursday than he was tonight. Threw about the same number of pitches. Again, went 5 innings tonight, went 6 2/3 the other night. First pitch outside, ball 1 to Jose Marmolejos. Seven, 8, 9 hitters for the Rainiers here in the 6th inning. The 1-0 pitch, a wave and a miss. Evens the count at 1-1. Tinoco started in Friday's game. Here's the 1-1. And that's a little dribbler in front of the plate. That's a fair ball. Servin could tag him out. Instead, he's going to throw to first base for the out. And Marmolejos is out. 2-3 on a ball that just barely stayed fair right in front of home plate. Marmolejos did not run. Again, Servin could have tagged him out, but instead he just threw down to first.
Second baseman, number 35, Jansen Whitty.
So 1 out for the second baseman, Jansen Whitty. Another look for our television audience. Off the end of the bat, some spin. And Marmolejos watching and watching, and the home plate umpire, and it had a good view, points toward fair territory, and Servin decides, I'm just going to throw, even though I could tag him. 1 out, nobody on for Jansen Whitty. 3-0 Tacoma the lead. First pitch, a swing and a miss. Tinoco started on Friday because that was the spot in the rotation for Ryan Castellani. The day before, the Rockies designated Castellani for assignment, which means that Castellani for 10 days is in limbo. Maybe he gets traded. Maybe he clears waivers, gets outrighted. Maybe he gets claimed off waivers and has a new organization. And the 0-1 is inside for a ball. I was actually checking Twitter earlier today to check on both Joe Harvey and Ryan Castellani, both of whom were designated for assignment within the last week or so. I'm not able to find any news about either one of those two. Here's the 1-1 to Whitty, and that's a called strike on the outside corner. Count is 1-2. Anyway, so Tinoco, who's been used as a long reliever, had to step in, and things did not go well for Tinoco. Gave up 1 in the first and then 4 in the second inning, got knocked out in the second inning. 1 1/3 innings total, 5 runs all earned. Through 54 pitches. So he's back on 3 days rest. Looking for a different result tonight. The 1-2 is low. Evens the count at 2-2. Tinoco's overall statistics are not going to show it because of that last outing. You give up 5 runs in less than 2 innings, it's going to take a while for your ERA to come back down. So trust me when I say that even though Tinoco's ERA is 6.23, I actually like the way he's thrown the ball this year. The 2-2 is hit in the air to left center field. Bernard's in pursuit, deep left center field, reaches, can't get it, hits the dirt, and then caroms over the fence for an automatic double. I think that hit the pitch clock and then caromed over into the visitors' bullpen. And so Jansen Whitty on a ball that bounces over the wall for a double. That ball got the middle of the plate. Tinoco knew immediately he was in trouble. Went down on one knee, turned around to see if his center fielder could track it down just beyond the reach of Bernard. So a one-out double for Whitty. That's his second hit of the game. Whitty's having a good series. He's now 7 for 18. Here's Luis Liberato. First pitch is a called strike on the outside corner. Liberato has struck out, and he flew out to left, 0 for 2, number 9 hitter. Rainiers have 9 hits. Isotopes have 7. Tacoma has a 3-0 lead. Lights are now taking full effect. Liberato keeps the hands and bat very high. Now requests time. It's granted. Liberato has shown some power. He's homer to left. He's double to left. Going the other way. And here's the 0-1. Dribbles this one to the left side. Motter fields, throws, and got him by a half step. Liberato's last step was a long stride, and the throw just beat him. Advancing to third base was Whitty. 2 outs, however.
Batters right fielder number 14, Jared Kelnick.
And Jared Kelnick will bat next. It's been fun to watch Kelnick in this series. Heard a lot about him. Number 4 prospect in all of baseball, according to MLB Pipeline. Top prospect in the Mariners organization. Former first-round pick of the Mets. 3 for 3 tonight, including a leadoff home run. First pitch in the dirt for ball 1. We've seen Kelnick throw out a runner at third. We've seen him make multiple good catches in the outfield. At the plate, let me do some quick math. 11 for 22 at the plate. He has reached base safely in 16 of his 27 plate appearances. Here's the 1-0. And that just missed a little outside to the lefty. Kelnick has scored 8 runs. He's driven in 8 runs. He's got 3 home runs, including the one tonight, a double, a triple, stole a base. He has shown all 5 tools during this series. 2-0 is taken for a called strike. I think about some of the top prospects from other teams that I've seen over the last 8 years now. I think about George Springer and Noah Syndergaard. And one of the cool things about these 6-game series is that you really get to see him for a while. Remember we saw Chris Bryant for 4 games when we were in Iowa. 2-1 is a called strike. And Bryant put on a show. He homered in all 4 games. And I remember George Springer was really impressive to watch play in a 4-game series. I remember that Isotopes players were watching Springer take batting practice. Like, that's the ultimate sign of respect, when the other team wants to watch you take batting practice. Here's the 2-2 to Kelnick, and that is low for a ball. I've been impressed with Kelnick's strike zone judgment. Now, he swung at the first pitch a number of times in this series, and so he's aggressive early. But he's laid off some tough pitches. He's worked the count really well. And I think that any time that you have a good vision of the strike zone, you don't chase too many pitches, that just puts you in a position where you're not going to get yourself out very often. But again, because this is a 6-game series, we've gotten to see him a lot. And it's been fun to watch one of baseball's top prospects. The 2-2 is fouled back. Actually, that was the 3-2, I believe. Yeah, that was the 3-2. Next pitch will be the 7th pitch of the at-bat. Runner at third, 2 outs. 6th inning. Tacoma leading 3-0 and looking for more. Count is 3-2. And Tinoco ready. Payoff pitch. A swing and a miss. Struck him out. And so Tinoco wins that battle, leaves the runner on at third. Tacoma does not score. 1 hit, no errors, 1 left on base. Bottom of the 6th is coming up next. It's Tacoma at 3, Albuquerque nothing on the Isotopes Multimedia Network. We've reached the bottom of the 6th inning here from the land of enchantment. Tacoma the lead, 3-0 over Albuquerque. Right-hander Zach Weiss back to the mound for a 2nd inning of relief. Tonight's broadcast brought to you in part by Power Ford. Shop the best selection of new Fords and pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs at Power Ford. Every vehicle, every single one, comes with a 100,000-mile warranty. Find your ride at powerfordnm.com. That's powerfordnm.com. Alan Trejo, the number 7 hitter, will lead it off. Nick Longy, Scott Bertram will follow. Weiss works from the stretch at all times. And his first pitch is a called strike on the outside corner. Good off-speed pitch. Trejo is hitless in 2 at-bats. He's popped up to the shortstop and retired on a fly ball to center. Third baseman Matheson right at the bag, guarding the line. Second baseman Whitty shades up the middle. Here's the pitch. A swing and a miss. Fastball at 93 miles an hour. 0-2, and they count on Trejo. It's been a frustrating night for the Isotopes offense. They've had runners on base in every inning. They have left 9 on base, including the bases loaded in the 4th. Here's the 0-2 pitch. That's down and in for a ball. It's 1-2. To be fair, most of the base runners have occurred with 2 outs. The only time the leadoff batter of an inning got on was the 1st inning. Winton Bernard doubled, was stranded there. Next 3 were retired. The 1-2 was in the dirt for a ball. Trejo back in the count now at 2-2. So what that means is that the Isotopes need some guys to get on base earlier in the inning, give them more opportunities, so they're not just always looking for the 2-out hit. Here's the 2-2 pitch from Weiss. Fouled back, out of play. When the game started, no wind at all. Then it's gradually picked up, and now it's starting to blow a little bit harder. Haven't noticed any fly balls that have been impacted by the wind, at least not yet. The second 2-2 on the way. Got him looking. Called third strike on the outside corner. Trejo grimacing, shaking his head, doesn't think so. And reluctantly head back to the dugout. So he strikes out looking.
Now batting for your Isotopes designated hitter.
Well, the starter for Tacoma,
Longy.
David Huff, he K'd 4 in 4 innings. And that's the 3rd strikeout for Weiss. For those watching on TV, that looks pretty good on the outside corner. Here's Nick Longy. And Longy takes low and outside for a ball. Longy 2 hits, a double to left and a single to left. Both have been hit really hard. Rockets. Both of them were low line drives with a high exit velocity, but not high enough to get out. But he squared up 2 balls really well. The 1-0 pitch. And this one is popped up into shallow center. Late jump for Liberato. He won't get to it. And that's a bloop base hit to center field. Well, Longy took a big cut, and that's a tough ball for a center fielder to read. It takes your mind a moment or two, maybe a second, before you can get a feel. Do I need to come in? Do I need to go back? You end up freezing, and then by the time you pick up the depth perception, it's too late. So Longy's 3 for 3. Breaking pitch away. And no chance for the second baseman, Whitty. And drops right in front of Liberato. Here's Scott Bertram. And Bertram waves and misses at a first pitch breaking ball for strike 1. Bertram flew out to right in the second inning, had an infield single in the fourth. Isotopes trailing 3-0, 1 on, 1 out in the sixth. The pitch. Popped up into shallow right. This might be another blooper, and it is. It drops in for a base hit. The Topes will take it. Stopping at second is Longy. Bertram hit it just soft enough after Longy did the same.
Batting for your Isotopes, center
Well, a
fielder,
couple
number
of
7,
bloops. Now you need a blast.
Bernard.
Pitch was in, jammed him a little bit. And not much that Whitty or Kelnick or Weiss or anyone with Tacoma can do about it. So here's Winton Bernard. This is the 9th batter that Weiss has faced in relief. Bernard 1 for 3 against the starter David Huff. A double, a flyout, and a ground out. Weiss takes his time, readjusts the cap. Works from the first base side of the rubber. Glove up against the chest as he gets the sign. Hands come set at the letters. The pitch. Bernard takes a called strike at the bottom of the zone, 0-1. Isotopes looking to come from behind and win this game. If they do, they'll split this 6-game series. Otherwise, Tacoma will have won 4 out of 6. Now the 0-1. That's a strike of the outside corner on the knees. No reaction from Bernard. Some fans that have some deep lungs were displeased. Now Bernard, defensive now, down 0-2. And time called. Bernard's been swinging the bat well. 5 for 15 in the series with 2 home runs. The pitch. A wave and a miss. Got him with a breaking ball. So Bernard goes down on 3 pitches. Big strikeout there for Weiss. Out of the 5 outs that he's recorded, 4 have been on strikeouts. And now here's Ryan Valade. Well, this would be a big spot for Valade personally, and obviously for the Isotopes.
Number 9, Ryan
Valade is hitless in 3 at-bats. He's struck out looking in each of his last 2. 3-0, Tacoma leading. Home half of the 6th. Valade representing the potential tying run. The pitch. Fastball called strike outside corner, and Valade not too happy, it appears. I'll tell you what, Weiss has done a good job of hitting that outside corner. Maybe Valade just needs to think about punching it the other way. Here's the pitch. He does punch it the other way, but it's right at the right fielder, Kelnick, who's there to make the catch. Valade had the right idea, but needed to hit it in the gap and right center or further down the right field line. So he lines out, and the side is retired. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, 2 more left on base. That is 11 left on base for the Topes. We've completed 2/3 of this game. Tacoma 3, Albuquerque 0 on the Isotopes Multimedia Network.
Take it away, Dylan.
All right, I want to start.
Stephanie, do you want to go through the highlights?
Shout out and thank you to all the healthcare workers joining us tonight. You guys are awesome. Thank you for everything that you guys do. And hey, guess what? We got more T-shirts for the loudest fans in the crowd. Make some noise if you want a T-shirt.
Wally, Dylan Thomas, 2-3-4 hitters for the Rainiers. And the first pitch, a swing and a miss, strike 1. Earlier this year, Godoy got called up to the major leagues, made his major league debut, and when he did, he became the 20,000th Major League Baseball player. The 0-1 is swing and a miss, 0-2. In the history of Major League Baseball at the time, there had only been 20,000 who had played. Now, since then, that number has skyrocketed, so to speak. And here's the 0-2. And he reaches for it, hits in the air to right center field. Bernard over He's there and reaches up to make the catch, and Godoy is retired. The Negro Leagues are now officially recognized as major leagues. I love it, long overdue. And so as a result of that, there are a lot more who have played Major League Baseball. The current total is now 22,444. And so that means that roughly 2,200 or so more players are now recognized as major leaguers as a result of that change in how the Negro Leagues are now looked upon historically. Here's Cal Raleigh, takes outside for a ball. And so when I went to Jose Godoy's page on Baseball Reference, and I was looking to get the exact date and all the information, and I saw that he's now listed as 22,395th in baseball history. The 1-0 is fouled off the end of the bat. And so as a result of all of the new Negro League players who have been added to the official Major League Baseball registry, Godoy went from 20,000th to 22,395th in Major League Baseball history. But in our heart, we will know that Godoy was the 20,000th at the time. 1-1 the count to Raleigh, the pitch. And he waved for about halfway through and then realized he should not have been swinging at that. It is a 1-2 count. Good pitch by Tinoco. Raleigh flew out to center field. Bernard caught it one step on the hill. And then he flew out to left. Then he had an RBI single to left in the 5th inning. The pitch popped up very high on the infield. Actually foul territory. This is Servin in front of the Isotopes. Dugout makes the catch. Not an easy play. Had to go a long ways. And because the wind is picked up, once it gets above the ballpark, it can move around a little bit. Servin check back up in the air, where the lights and maybe what the wind is doing. And after he made that play, Rocky's catching coordinators in town. They've been working hard before games as the weather has allowed. They had the machine out the other day that shoots balls straight up into the air. To work on catching those, they've been working on their throws and their footwork, putting in a lot of work early in the afternoons. As Warren Schaefer says, when we're home, we work. When we're on the road, we rest and play. First pitch, a swing and a foul off the end of the bat from Dylan Thomas. When you go on the road, all you do is play baseball. When you're at home, that's when you really work on things. Extra batting practice, extra outfield practice, infield practice, catching practice, base running, pitcher's fielding practice. Put in a lot of extra work when you're at home. Here's Thomas, a lefty. He's 2 for 3 in this game. Checked his swing, but he went around, says the home plate umpire. It's 0-2. Thomas has singled to left for both of his hits. In the 5th inning, his hit brought in a run. That made it 3-0. That's still the score. Tinoco from the stretch. Just a little high. Close, but just high. The Tacoma hitters, they just don't strike out much. Brandon Gold struck out 4 in 5 innings. And here's the 1-2.
1, 2, 3 levels.
That is low. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Tinoco has struck out 1, so that's 5 strikeouts tonight. Now, Tacoma has struck out the second fewest in all of minor league baseball. 120 teams in minor league baseball, and only 1 team has struck out fewer times. They're averaging basically 8 strikeouts per game.
Cracker Jacks.
They struck out right at their average, 8 yesterday. They're averaging 7 for the series. The 2-2 right on cue, a swing and a miss, a rare strikeout. Thomas goes down swinging, and the Rainiers go down in order. 1, 2, 3, nothing to cross. Time to stretch. Middle of the 7th. It's Tacoma 3, Albuquerque nothing on the Isotopes Multimedia Network. Albuquerque Isotopes running out of time to score some runs and win a ball game. They're trailing 3-0 as we start the bottom of the 7th inning. Tacoma 3 runs on 9 hits. Albuquerque no runs on 9 hits. Third pitcher of the night in for Tacoma. It's left-hander Daniel Zamora. And Zamora's going to have to go through the middle of the lineup. Connor Joe, Greg Bird, Taylor Motter, 3, 4, 5 hitters are scheduled to bat. Rio Grande Credit Union's Mariachi Rewards card puts reward points in your account. You can get a debit or a Visa, and you can use those points for travel, gift cards, prizes, and more. That Mariachi card is only available from Rio Grande Credit Union. That is your New Mexico Credit Union. And speaking of the Mariachis, our next Mariachi game will be this Saturday against El Paso. We'll have post-game fireworks when it follows. That's July 3rd, this Saturday, the latest Mariachis game. So here's Connor Joe, right-handed batter against the lefty Zamora. First pitch, ground ball to the shortstop. Hager stays low, fields quickly and throws to first all in one motion. And Joe retired on one pitch to start the bottom of the seventh. Now Greg Bird heads to the plate.
Number 1, Greg Bird.
Zamora started the game on Saturday. Saturday was the day that Tacoma had two different starting pitchers scratched because they were heading to the major leagues. Zamora pitched 2 scoreless innings in Saturday's game. First pitch to Bird, good slider in there for strike 1. Zamora walked 2 in that outing Saturday. Did not give up any hits. Struck out 1. From the stretch at all times, his 0-1 pitch is grounded foul behind home. Bird is down on the count 0-2. Mariners picked up Zamora off waivers about a week ago. He had been with the Mets. He's 6'3", 195 from Loma Linda, California. 0-2 the count. Here's the pitch. Outside and low. Bird lays off. Count is a ball and 2 strikes. Bird has struck out, grounded out to first, and walked. Trying to get a hit off a tough lefty. The pitch hit in the air to left field. Going back is Thomas. He's at the track, at the wall. You can tell it goodbye. Greg Bird with an opposite field home run. Lefty on lefty. The Topes are on the board, now trailing 3-1.
With that home run, Special Olympics of New Mexico receives $25.
That's the 8th of the season for Bird. It comes on a 1-2 pitch.
Batting for your Isotopes, third baseman, number 21, Taylor Motter.
Fastball kind of middle in, and Bird just goes the other way with it. Kept that front shoulder in, right over the Miller Light sign, over the bullpen, and into the Smiths Pavilion. Now Taylor Motter takes outside for ball 1. Motter has struck out, popped to third, and he's walked. Next pitch is a little inside for a ball. So Motter ahead 2-0. Looking for a pitch that he can drive now. The set, here's the pitch. Taken, called strike near the bottom of the zone. It's 2-1. Some more sets. The pitch. Breaking ball bends in there for a strike. 2-1 breaking pitch, catches the outside corner. You got to be really good to pitch in baseball these days. You got to be able to throw pitches like that and be able to steal a strike when you're down on the count. Zamora just did so. Now the 2-2, way outside and high. And now it's a full count to Motter. Motter deep in the box. Here's the payoff. Line drive, caught by the shortstop Hager. That ball was smoked right at Hager. Doesn't make it any easier to catch it when it's hit that hard even right at you. But Hager was able to glove it, hang on. Kind of went down on one knee.
Brian Servin.
And so even when Matter's retired, another hard out. 2 down here in the bottom of the 7th. Isotopes trailing 3-1. And this is Brian Servin. Servin 2 for 3. And the first pitch is a little outside for a ball. Servin singled in the 2nd and 4th innings to start rallies with 1 out. He batted in the 5th with 2-1 and 2 out. And Weiss struck him out to end that scoring threat. Here's the 1-0. Breaking ball misses low and away. 2 balls and no strike to count on Servin. Godoy sets up low and away. The pitch too far outside. Now it's 3-0 to Servin. Pretty good chance he's got the green light here. Now he might take on his own, or he might take unless it's in an exact location where he's looking. Well, with his power, he might be swinging. 3-0, and that's a strike. Caught the outside corner.
Tonight's attendance, 6,115. 6115.
On deck is Alan Trejo. 3-1 pitch from Zamora. Hit in the air to left center field, carrying well over his Liberato. He won't get it. It's over his head. Goes all the way to the wall. Servin has got himself a stand-up double, and Brian Servin has a 3-hit night. Well, a really good at-bat there by Servin. Laid off some pitches, got the count in his favor. Pitch was low and away. That wasn't that bad of a pitch, but just put a nice swing on it to left center. And Liberato, really good defensively. Not trying to say that he should have had that, but even Liberato with his speed, not able to come up with a ball hit over his head to left center. Pitching coach out to the mound for a visit. Before this at-bat with Trejo. The only place in New Mexico to shop, compare, and serve 6 brands at one location 7 days a week is the Malloy Auto Group of Los Lunas. Visit them online at MalloyLosLunas.com. MELLOY LosLunas.com. MalloyLosLunas.com.
Shortstop, number 15, Alan Trejo.
So here's Alan Trejo. Trejo 0 for 3 in this game. Isotopes down 3-1, but a runner at second and the potential tying run at the plate. Zamora the lefty, Trejo a righty, the pitch. Breaking ball bends in there for strike 1. That was a curveball at 77 miles an hour. Able to steal a strike by spinning that one in there. Now the 1-0. Ground ball, a soft liner that gets under the glove of the shortstop Hager into left. Here comes Servin around third, and Servin scores. Alan Trejo drives in the run, and the Isotopes now trail by just a run. It's 3-2. Well, a soft liner, and I think the shortstop Hager, just like me, got caught in between. Do I go in to catch this? Do I play it on a bounce? It was off the very end of the bat, sinking soft liner, and then just went right underneath the glove of the shortstop Hager. And now here's Nick Longy. First pitch is grounded, foul, but it went off his foot, a foul ball off the front foot for strike 1. By the way, Trejo, it was scored an RBI single, by the way. No error. For Trejo, that's his 9th RBI in 20 games. Here's Longy. 3 for 3 tonight. Well, between Servin and Longy, they have 6 of the 12 hits. The 0-1 is outside for a ball. Evens the count at 1-1. Crowd trying to get behind Nick Longy. Here's a toss over to first base. Trejo didn't have much of a lead. There's been one time this year that an Isotope has had 4 hits. It was Taylor Motter on this homestand. Longy's got 3 right now. Looking for a 4-hit night. And maybe in the process he can tie it or give his team the lead. The 1-1. And that one catches the outside corner. 1-2 now on the Isotopes designated hitter. Longy's good about going the other way. I feel like soft toss and lefty working the outside corner. Really got to think right center. If he makes a mistake inside, you can pull it. Here's the pitch. And that is grounded foul down the third base line. Off the protective fence in front of the Isotopes dugout. Warren Schaefer will toss it over the netting, make someone's day with a souvenir ball. Big deep breath for Longy. Slow the heart rate. Calm the mind. Waves the bat around, and now Zamora wants to go through the signs again. Longy waiting patiently. Zamora now ready. And a toss over to first base. Trejo barely taking any kind of lead. Tells me that Zamora is really not 100% confident in the pitch he's about to throw. I think instead of stepping off again, just wanted to toss over. Spend a little bit more time thinking about what pitch he's going to throw. The 1-2. That's in the dirt for a ball. Godoy was not able to glove it, but it stayed right between his feet. No chance for Trejo to advance. So good take there by Longy. Zamora trying to get him to go fishing for something way out of the strike zone. It's 2-2 now. Isotopes have scored 2 in the inning. They're trailing 3-2, bottom of the 7th. Here's the pitch. Just missed. Try to catch the outside corner. Now the count is full with 2 outs. That means that Trejo will be on the move. So a ball in the gap. I like the chances of Trejo scoring to tie this one up. Godoy steps in front of the plate, remind his infielders. Full count, 2 outs. He's going to be moving. First baseman Marmolejos will play behind Trejo. Trejo has to make sure that he doesn't leave too soon, especially with a lefty on the mound in case of a pickoff. Payoff pitch. Liner right center field. That's down for a base hit. Trejo on his way to third. Schaefer is going to send him in. The relay throw goes to second. No throw home. Longy safe at second. That's an RBI double. We are tied at 3 apiece in the 7th. That's exactly what he needed to do. Soft toss and lefty working you away. Just shoot for that right center field gap. And Liberato's throw went to second trying to get Longy. Good thing that he was safe because Trejo actually slowed down. Can't slow down there. You got to make sure you step on home plate before the tag at second.
Pinch hitter for Albuquerque, number 4, Jose Briseño.
And we're going to have a pinch hitter. Jose Briseño will bat for Bertram in the 9th spot in the lineup.
Jose Briseño.
So the Topes have tied it. Homer by Bird, double by Servin, RBI single by Trejo, RBI double by Longy to tie it. And now Briseño looking to give the Isotopes the lead. First pitch is grounded foul behind home. Felt like it was just a matter of time. The Topes had so many hits tonight, so many opportunities, finally able to break through here in the 7th inning. 2 of the 3 runs have scored with 2 outs. They're now up to 13 hits in the game. And now the 0-1. And that is grounded foul to the Isotopes dugout. And Briseño down in the count 0-2. Tacoma won in the first on a leadoff homer by Jared Kelnick. 2 in the 5th.
Warming up in
The Topes have answered with 3 in the 7th to tie it.
Guerreri warming up for Tacoma.
Now the crowd gets behind Briseño. The pitch is slow grounder foul up the third base line. Jose reaching for that one, just got a piece of it. It's still 0-2. Briseño's one of those guys where don't let the batting average fool you. He's hitting .203, but you always just feel like he's capable of doing some damage, and teams pitch him carefully. And when he gets a hold of one, the ball jumps off his bat. Let's see what he can do here. 0-2, the pitch. Way high and outside. Doesn't offer it that one. It's 1-2. Briseño had the game-tying homer on Saturday and the game-winning sacrifice fly in Saturday's game as well. The 1-2. That's low and away. And again, Briseño, disciplined, lays off. It's 2-2. Briseño, the 7th batter to come to the plate in the inning. Outfield straight away. Second baseman Whitty cheats up the middle. A check of second, then the 2-2. Fouled straight back. Zamora tried to sneak a fastball by him. Briseño was late on that swing, but was able to foul it off. Now Zamora rubs up a new baseball. This will be the 7th pitch of the at-bat. Feel like the Topes have had a lot of at-bats tonight, that they have just worked and worked and worked, and they're finally starting to see the results from these at-bats. Here it comes. Low and away. Briseño takes. It was 0-2. Now it's a full count at 3-2. Third batter of the inning to go to a full count. Longy's RBI double came on the 8th pitch. And this will be the 8th pitch of this at-bat as well. Go ahead run at second. And the payoff. Just missed. Try to go backdoor breaking ball. A little outside, ball 4. Briseño walks. He's heading down to first. And the manager for Tacoma, Christopher Negroni, is out of the first base dugout. We're going to have a pitching change. A break in the action comes in the bottom of the 7th. 2 on, 2 out. Albuquerque has tied it at 3-3. We're going to have a pinch runner at first and a new pitcher when we come back. This is the Albuquerque Isotopes Multimedia Network. Well, it's a good time to be at Rio Grande Credit Union Field right now. We're in the bottom of the 7th inning. We got a tie ball game. The Isotopes have scored 3 in this 7th inning to tie it. They have 2 on and 2 out looking to go ahead. And it's time for a little Sweet Caroline sing-along for this crowd of 6,115. 6-1-1-5 on this Tuesday evening here in the Duke City. The new pitcher for Tacoma is right-hander Taylor Guerreri. And Guerreri will be facing Winton Bernard. There's a pinch runner at first base. Kelby Tomlinson runs for Briseño. Pretty good chance that Tomlinson was going to replace, was going to be the new second baseman. Scott Bertram's spot in the lineup. He started at second. Pinch hitter for him. Tomlinson was going to go play defensively anyways, and so now Tomlinson runs at first. It's Longy at second, Tomlinson at first. Again, 2 outs. Winton Bernard, leadoff hitter, up for the 5th time today to face Taylor Guerreri. Bernard is 1 for 4. Righty on righty matchup. Here's the first pitch. Slider low and outside for ball one. We saw Guerreri on Saturday night. He was the second pitcher, a scoreless third and fourth. Gave up 3 hits and a walk, left 3 on base, got a double play grounder. Did not face Bernard in that game. Bernard was not used until the 9th inning as a pinch runner. It's one of the other interesting things about this 6-game series is you end up seeing each reliever at least twice. I shouldn't say at least twice. Usually see them twice, sometimes 3 times. The 1-0. And that is a called strike. But you do end up seeing everybody at least one time, unless they're hurt or unless they're being held back by the major league team in case they're needed or something like that. But you play 6 games against a team in 6 days, you're going to see everybody on the roster. 1-1 the count to Bernard. Here's the pitch. And this one's fouled back into the screen. And Bernard now down on the count, 1-2. Joe grounded to short. Bird had an opposite field homer. Motter a line out to short. Servin doubled to left center. Trejo had a soft liner to short that went underneath his glove for an RBI single. Longy doubled to right center. Brasinho walked. And now Bernard. 1-2 is a bouncing ball to the first baseman, fielded by Marmolejo right at the bag. Steps on it in the process, and that ends the 7th inning. Isotopes, however, strike for 3 runs. And they do it on 4 hits, no errors, and 2 more left on base. That's 13 total left on base. But most importantly, it's a tie game now. Tacoma 3, Albuquerque 3 as we head to the 8th on the Isotopes Multimedia Network.
And you may wait for them at the Kitty Corral.
We've got an all-new ball game as we start the 8th inning here from Rio Grande Credit Union Field. Tacoma's 3-0 lead is gone. It's now tied 3 apiece. Jesus Tinoco, 2 scoreless innings in relief. He heads back to the mound to start the 8th. He'll face Wyatt Matheson, Jake Hager, Jose Marmolejos, the 5, 6, 7 hitters in the Tacoma lineup. As we expected, Kelby Tomlinson remains in the game at second base after pinch running. First pitch of the inning, slightly inside, ball 1 to Matheson. Tinoco has given up just 1 hit. He's walked none. He has struck out 2 in relief. From the stretch at all times is 1-0. And that's a called strike. Caught the inside corner. Evens the count at 1-1. It's kind of a quirky little note, but the Tacoma Rainiers, the only team in the league that has not been involved in a shutout, either a win or a loss via a shutout. 1-1 way inside. Matheson has to get the hips out of the way. There's a couple of times that the Rainiers have been close in this series to a shutout. And after the Topes just scored 3 in the bottom of the 7th, that streak will continue. They're the only one in the league that has not been involved in a shutout. Here's the 2-1. That's a called strike on the inside corner. Tinoco definitely pitching Matheson in. That is 4 straight pitches that have either been just inside or right around the outside corner for a strike. Let's see if he goes away now. The 2-2, and it's a swing and a foul straight back. Rainiers on this road trip. They split 6 in Las Vegas. Won the first 3, lost the next 3. And then here in Albuquerque, Tacoma won the first 2. Isotopes won the next 2. Tacoma won yesterday, so the Rainiers are 6-5 on their road trip. 2-2 up and in for a ball. 3-2. Isotopes will continue this homestand after tonight. Off tomorrow. A rare off day at home in the middle of a homestand where you're not traveling. You're not going to some city. You're not coming back from a city. It's a real full day off. 3-2 check swing foul behind home. And the El Paso Chihuahuas will come to town next. The Chihuahuas have been at home playing Round Rock over the last 6 days. 3-2, grounded foul down the third base line. El Paso with a victory tonight, 2-1 over Round Rock. The Chihuahuas are 22-25. Patrick Kivlahan has been swinging the bat really well lately for El Paso. Again, the Chihuahuas, that is the Padres affiliate. Another 3-2 from Tinoco. Line drive, base hit right field. Nice piece of hitting by Wyatt Matheson. Fouled off some tough pitches, and then just goes the other way, shoots it to right for the single. His first hit of the game. He was 1 for 15 in the series before shooting it the other way for that base hit. And Warren Schaefer out of the dugout immediately. And it looks like we're going to have a pitching change. And we do have a pitching change. Break in the action here in the 8th inning. Tacoma Albuquerque tied 3-3 here in the 8th. New pitcher coming in on the Isotopes Multimedia Network. Another Tecate Light pitching change is on tap. It comes in the top of the 8th inning. Tacoma Albuquerque tied 3-3. Tacoma has a runner at first. There's nobody out. New pitcher is right-hander Logan Cozart. Tecate Light is bold on the outside. Light on the inside. That is a Tecate Light, a flavor that no one can resist, a flavor born bold. Great to have with food or enjoying tonight's game with your friends. That's the best way of having a beer. Tecate, we are bold. Remember to drink Tecate responsibly. So Logan Cozart summoned to the mound with the game on the line here in the 8th inning. Cozart's a right-hander. He'll be facing the righty Jake Hager. Cozart making his team-leading 21st appearance of the season. ERA is 4.87. First pitch. That one is low and inside for ball one. Opponents are batting .244 against Cozart. 20 strikeouts in 20 1/3 innings. He's walked 11. He's got 4 holds. And he's trying to hold this game tie on the scoreboard. The 1-0 is swing and a miss. Good off speed. It's 1-1. Cozart last pitched on Sunday. It's the game the Isotopes won 11-4. Cozart entered in the 8th when it was a 6-4 ball game, and he got a crucial out to keep the lead. The 1-1 bouncer foul down the third base line. Tacoma had the tying run at the plate when Cozart struck out Wyatt Matheson in the 8th inning. Kept it a 2-run lead, and then the Isotopes erupted for 5 in the bottom of the 8th inning to break it open. And then Cozart a clean, quick 1-2-3 ninth inning to close it out. Cozart also pitched Friday, gave up 1 run in the 9th inning. That was a game the Isotopes lost 10-6. 1-2 pitch is fouled back out of play. Sets just above the belt. And the right-hander's 1-2. He's in the dirt, sliding to his right to block it to Servin. That evens the count at 2-2. We are 13 minutes past the 3-hour mark of this game. Well, as many hits as we've had with the number of runners left on base, that's going to add up. The 2-2. Is a little dribbler in front of the plate, and Servin bare hands. Looked at second, only play his first base. Made the right decision. That ball had a little bit of backspin on it, and he was able to secure it with a strong bare hand. And again, he thought about second and then wisely decided not worth throwing it into center, rushing to throw, and even if you throw accurately, you may not get him. Although that's a tough decision to have to make, knowing that's the potential go-ahead run. And that's now in scoring position for a base hit. And here comes Jose Marmolejos, who has had some big hits in this series. He's 6 for 20, but more importantly, he's homered 3 times, including 2 yesterday. And the pitch, high and outside, ball 1. A combined 23 hits in this game, 10 for Tacoma, 13 for Albuquerque. Rainiers have left 7 on base. The Topes have left 13 on base. Here's a 1-0. That's outside ball 2. We were talking about this the other night, about how things just end up evening out over time. Saturday's game, there was a combined 26 left on base. Sunday's game, a combined 3 left on base. Tonight, a bunch. The 2-0 is high, ball 3. Yesterday was about average. Tacoma had 11. Albuquerque had 5. That's 16, about 8 apiece. And with the count 3-0, Marmolejos will be intentionally walked. Don't want to take the chance on grooving one to a dangerous hitter. First base open, sets up the double play. Take your chances righty on righty against Jansen Whitty. Well, before this series began, Isotopes manager Warren Schaefer had issued 0 intentional walks. Now he's issued 3. It's almost like Warren remembered that he could do that yesterday. I'm only half joking. I'm 99% joking. He was aware that he could do intentional walks, but he did 2 yesterday and now 1 tonight. First pitch to Whitty. A swing and a miss. Blew it by him. Strike 1. Sometimes you do something and it works, and you start thinking, hey, maybe I should do that more often. In the 6th and 9th innings, yesterday Schaefer issued intentional walks. Both times it worked. The 0-1. Line drive, base hit left field. Charging in is Valade, and he gets it to the cutoff man quickly. He was hit so hard all the runners can just only advance 90 feet. So Matheson to third, Marmolejos to second, and Whitty at first on the clean single. And now the bases are loaded for Luis Liberato. Well, now if you're Logan Cozart, you got no margin for error. Looking for a ground ball right at one of your infielders or a strikeout. 3-3 tie game, but bases loaded, 1 out. Liberato a lefty. Cozart's pitch. Taken a little high, maybe inside. Ball 1. Middle infielders back, looking to turn 2. Corner infielders about even with their respective bases. The 1-0. That's low and away. Ball 2. Got to throw a strike now. And serving out to the mound for a little visit. Just a quick visit. It's possible that he was switching the signs, or maybe just some quick motivational words. That was the 3rd mound visit for the Isotopes. Still have 2 left. Now the 2-0 pitch. Ground ball on the right side. That's a base hit just past the dive of Tomlinson. 1 run scores. Here comes Marmolejos. Here's the tag. Servin couldn't come up with it clean. He dropped it. 2 runs have scored, and the Rainiers' lead is 5-3. So close at 2 different spots in that. Tomlinson, the second baseman, going to his left, diving just beyond his reach. The throw from Connor Joe was right there. It was on multiple bounces, and Servin's trying to glove it and do a swipe tag, and knowing that he's got a guy sliding right into him and not able to come up with it. And if Servin catches it, I'm pretty sure that Marmolejos is out. And so the Rainiers have answered immediately. 5-3 Tacoma. Here's Jared Kelnick. First pitch takes down the middle for strike 1. Whitty stopped at second, by the way, so it's 1st and 2nd. 1 out. Here's the 0-1 pitch. This one's hit in the right center field gap, but Bernard is over there and makes the catch. Runner at second bluffed, will not try to tag up. Kelnick retired. Second out of the 8th. And Jose Godoy heading to the plate.
Now batting catcher, number 6, Jose Godoy.
One of the other things I was mentioning earlier in the broadcast about how catchers were working on a number of things before games. And I mentioned how they were working on their throws and their footwork and also on foul balls straight up in the air. They were also working on plays at the plate. Here's the first pitch to Godoy. That is taken for a called strike. And the Isotopes had two different coaches. Warren Schaefer. Warren Schaefer can really hit a fungo, let me tell you. And he put some velocity on his fungos. So they had the catching coordinator who was around the shortstop area hitting fungos to home for guys to catch and apply the tag. And the 0-1 is popped up foul out of play. And then Warren Schaefer was moving around. He started in shallow center, and then he just kept working his way slowly over to the right field line. And Warren Schaefer can hit a fungo. And so Schaefer and catching coordinator are just rifling these fungos at the Isotopes catchers to get practice on plays that we just saw just like that. 0-2 a little outside for a ball. And you work on it because it's not easy. It's one thing if it's a perfect one hopper right at you. But even those, you got a guy coming at you. But then when it's multiple bounces and you know it's close and you're trying to catch and do a swipe all in one motion. 1-2 popped up, and that one is going to be in the crowd. And that's exactly why you work on those, for those close bang-bang plays at the plate. (5-3) Tacoma leading Albuquerque, top of the 8th. The 1-2 pitch. Popped up very high on the infield. Who wants it? Mask off for Servin. He's right in front of home plate, makes the catch one step to the right of home plate. And that will end the 8th inning. But not before the Rainiers answer. They just scored 2 runs on 3 hits, no errors, and 2 left on base. Let's see if the Isotopes can answer. It's Tacoma 5, Albuquerque 3 on the Isotopes Multimedia Network. Tacoma led 3-0. Albuquerque tied it in the 7th, and Tacoma has just retaken the lead. 5-3 the score as Albuquerque comes to bat. Bottom of the 8th inning. It's Ryan Valade, Connor Joe, Greg Bird, 2-3-4 hitters against right-hander Taylor Guerreri. Guerreri now the pitcher of record. He stands to get the win for Tacoma if the Rainiers can hold on. And Jesus Tinoco stands to get the loss unless the Isotopes can rally. Valade is 0 for 4. 2 fly balls, 2 strikeouts. Righty on righty. And Guerreri from the stretch. First pitch, ground ball to the shortstop. Going to his left is Hager. Shuffles the feet, throws to first, and gets Valade by a step. 1 pitch, 1 out to start the 8th inning. Quickly update some news and notes around the Rockies organization, along with the Rockies injury report. It's presented by New Mexico Orthopedics. Their mission is to improve the quality of life for our community by offering the highest level orthopedic care in New Mexico. Visit them online at nmortho.com. nmortho.com. No roster moves today for the Rockies. Connor Joe at the plate. First pitch. Way outside and low. That is ball 1. Rockies shut out the Pirates for the 2nd consecutive day. Yesterday, 2-0. Today, 8-0. Herman Marquez, the former Isotope, was brilliant. A 1-hit shutout. The 1-0 is low. Marquez took a no-hitter into the 9th inning. 2-0 is a little inside for a ball. 3 balls, no strikes. Since June 17th, Herman Marquez, in 23 innings pitched, has allowed just 4 hits and 1 earned run. Some kind of run by Marquez. 3-0's a little inside, ball 4. Connor Joe will gladly take a walk with 1 out here in the 8th. That means the potential tying run's coming to the plate, and it's Greg Bird who homered in his last at-bat.
Now batting first baseman.
Bird has struck out, grounded to first, walked, and then hit an opposite field home run. Lefty on lefty in the 7th inning. That kick started the Topes offense. It ignited a 3-run 7th inning that tied it. Now they're once again down 5-3 here in the 8th. Here's the first pitch to Bird. Slow ground ball on the right side. Marmolejos fields, goes to second, throws it into left field. He airmailed it into left. That looked like a double play. Maybe a 3-6-1 double play, but Marmolejos threw it way over the shortstop's head. Well, sometimes you get so excited about delivering a quick throw with a lot of velocity on it to start a double play, and Marmolejos could not believe it. Once he saw where that ball went, he could not believe it. We're going to have a pinch runner at first base. That's Sam Hilliard, who is going to run for Bird. That's the potential tying run at first base. Warren Schaefer definitely not afraid to use his bench. He's aggressive in going with different guys, pinch runners, pinch hitters. 2 on, 1 out. Here's Taylor Motter. Sometimes in these American League style games, it's just very easy to just, all right, these are the 9, and these 9 are going to play all 9 innings. Not the case with Schaefer. First pitch, Motter takes a called strike. Good breaking ball. And Motter can't believe it. He does not think that it was a good breaking ball. First and second, 1 out. Bottom 8. Topes down by 2. The pitch. And that one is low and away. Fastball at 92 miles an hour. For Herman Marquez, he threw just 92 pitches today. Complete game, 1-hit shutout. 92 pitches for 9 innings. The 1-1 broken bat ground ball to third. Matheson Fields goes to second. That's 1, and an easy throw to first for a double play. 5-4-3 around the horn, and that kills the Isotopes rally. No runs, no hits, 1 error, and 1 left on base. We're heading to the 9th inning. 5-3 is the score. Tacoma leads Albuquerque on the Isotopes Multimedia Network. Pitcher on the mound is left-hander Chris Russin. Sam Hilliard remains in the game. He was used as a pinch runner. He remains in the game in the 4th spot in the lineup. He'll take over in right field. Moving from right field to first base is Connor Joe. Probably a good time to reset the entire defense for the Isotopes. In the outfield from left to right, it's Ryan Valade, Winton Bernard, and Sam Hilliard. Left side of the infield is Taylor Motter and Alan Trejo. Right side is Kelby Tomlinson. He entered in the 8th, and Connor Joe. And the catcher is still Brian Servin. Again, the new pitcher is Chris Russin. He'll try to keep it a 2-run deficit. Tacoma, 5 runs, 12 hits, 1 error. Albuquerque, 3 runs, 13 hits, and 1 error. The Topes have now left 14 runners on base. So here's Cal Raleigh, switch hitter, batting from the right side for the first time tonight. And he takes a called strike on the inside corner. Raleigh had an RBI single in the 5th inning. So the updated numbers on Raleigh, he's played in 39 games, and he has at least 1 hit in 34 of those 39 games. 0-1 fouled straight back. And he has reached base safely via either a hit or a walk or a hit by pitch in 37 of those 39 games. There's only twice all year that he has not reached base safely at least 1 time. That's why he's hitting .331. That's why he has an on-base just below 400. And that's why he has a slugging percentage well over 600. Along with the fact that he has a bunch of extra base hits. The 0-2 is a little outside. Leads the league with 20 doubles, 1 triple, 8 home runs. It's a name to remember for sure, Cal Raleigh. I was thinking the other day about when the Mariners are going to call him up It's tough to call up a rookie catcher in the middle of the season when you're trying to compete for a playoff spot, when you're trying to catch the A's and the Astros. 1-2 fouled back. But I was also thinking if he does get called up, whose place is he going to take? And is he going to take the place of our guy Tom Murphy? Murph's one of our boys. Parts of, I think, 3 years, maybe 4 years with the Isotopes. Murph had some big moments in his Isotopes career. And Murph I would say that Murph gets about 55% of the starts for the Mariners. But they mostly split the catching duties. There's the 1-2 to Raleigh. Fouls this one off to the first base side. Well, that one lands near the Dippin' Dots, which appears to be closed for the night. If you wanted ice cream, you should have gotten it earlier. When in doubt, start with dessert, start with Dippin' Dots, and then get to everything else later. That's my advice for your strategy when you go to a baseball game. Start with the ice cream, and then figure out the rest later. The 1-2. Too far inside, about knee-high. It's a 2-2 count to Raleigh. With the RBI single earlier, Raleigh has 35 RBIs in 39 games. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Fouls it back. Raleigh's the designated hitter tonight. He's caught 4 of the 6 games. Did not play Sunday. DH tonight. And he can definitely hit. Switch hitting catcher. Speaking of switch hitters, I was told a fabulous trivia question that completely baffled me the other day. 2-2 is taken outside for ball. And the question is, who was the last switch hitter to win the American League Most Valuable Player Award? Last switch hitter to win the American League MVP Award. Not the National League, has to be the American League. Switch hitter, who was the last one to do so. 3-2 pitch is a called third strike. Got him looking on the inside corner. Raleigh strikes out looking. One away here in the 9th inning. I was asked this question and I was told, oh, you must know this answer. And it's the worst when someone says, you must know the answer to this, because then there's all this pressure on.
Now batting left fielder number 20, Dylan Thomas.
It was not Eddie Murray. Eddie Murray never won an MVP. Some people think he should have won an MVP, but he did not win an MVP. First pitch is low and away to Dylan Thomas. Eddie Murray finished runner-up for MVP in 1982 and 1983. He had 5 straight years that he finished in the top 5. He was the Rookie of the Year, but he was never the MVP. The 1-0 is a little outside for a ball, and the count is 2 balls and no strikes. Ruben Sierra probably should have won the MVP in 1989. I think he got hosed. Robin Yount won it, but he did not win it. And so it is not Eddie Murray, and it is not Ruben Sierra. Here's the 2-0 pitch. That is low and away for a ball. I was given a hint. I was told to think about a color, or just colors in general, and that did not help me at all. Again, I was totally baffled. It's one of those times you're like, I was having a nice day, and then someone has to go and give me a trivia question that totally puts me in a bad mood because I don't know the answer. 3-0 is taken for a called strike, and so yes, I'm doing the same thing to the listening audience right now. I'm going to put you all in a bad mood by giving you a great, great, fabulous trivia question that is almost impossible to know the answer to. I can have fun now because I was told the answer. And the 3-1 is a hit by pitch. Just got a piece of Thomas. So he'll head down to first base. 1 on and 1 out in the 9th inning. Now, if you're thinking about the last
Now batting third baseman
MVP in the National League, then it's a different story. That one might be a little bit easier, especially if you're from a city that has some love. Yes, Jimmy Rollins, last National League switch hitter to win the MVP. But we want to know the last American League switch hitter to win the MVP. Here's Wyatt Matheson taken outside for a ball. I was given all kinds of hints. I was told your team, and I was told about different eras, and I still couldn't come up with it. And when people say your team, I grew up in the Bay Area. I was an Oakland A's fan, so it means the Oakland A's. That's your hint. The 0-1 is taken inside for a ball. And then once someone tells me that it's my team, and I still don't know the answer, do you realize how angry that makes you? When you don't know the answer to a trivia question, and it's your job to know such things, and it's your own favorite team, and you still don't know the answer? It was really annoying. And here's the pitch. This is popped up foul to the first base side. And out of play. So again, the hint is Oakland A's, a color, and a switch hitter who won the MVP, the last MVP in the American League. Count is 1-2 to Wyatt Matheson. Here's the pitch. That is outside for a ball. And it's 2-2. It's not Reggie Jackson. He was not a switch hitter. It's not Ricky Henderson. He was not a switch hitter. Not Jose Canseco. McGuire never won one, by the way. 2-2 is fouled off down the first base line. And the count is still 2 balls and 2 strikes to Wyatt Matheson. It's somewhat of a trick question, somewhat. I was even told at one point, it doesn't have to be a position player. And I'm like, Dennis Eckersley was not a switch hitter. I still didn't know it. Here's the 2-2 pitch. That is outside for ball. And the count is 3-2. I will eventually give you all the answer. I just need to make sure that Wyatt Matheson does not hit into a double play right now, although that'd be really good for Chris Russ and the Isotopes. That would ruin the whole point of this exercise. And the 3-2 pitch is hit in the air to center field. Bernard tracking it, has room in front of the warning track. He makes the catch. There is 2 outs. The answer to the question, who was the last American League most valuable player who was a switch hitter? The answer is the great Vida Blue. Vida Blue was the MVP in 1971. He was a pitcher. He had a record of 24-8. He had an ERA of 1.82. He threw 312 innings in one season, not in 2 seasons. He threw 24 complete games. He threw 8 shutouts. He won the Cy Young and the MVP. First pitch hit in the air to right field. Sam Hilliard is there. He makes the catch. The inning is over. And remember, the designated hitter started in 1973, which means that Vida Blue batted for himself in 1971. He was a switch hitter, and he is the answer to the great trivia question, the last switch hitter to win the American League MVP award. No runs, no hits, no errors, 1 left on base. We're going to the last of the 9th inning. Isotopes need 2 to tie. They need 3 for the win. Tacoma's up 5-3 on the Isotopes Multimedia Network.
Catcher number 6.
Last chance for the Albuquerque Isotopes here in the bottom of the 9th inning. It'll be Brian Servin, Alan Trejo, and Nick Longy who will try to get it going. They're down 5-3 to Tacoma. Finale of this 6-game series. Rainiers won first 2 games. Isotopes won the next 2. Tacoma won last night coming from behind. Now the Isotopes trying to come from behind for a second time tonight. Taylor Guerreri back to the mound. First pitch of the inning. A swing and a miss on a slider down and away. Servin is 3 for 4. And for Guerreri, he got the last out in the 7th inning with 2 on, is when he entered 2 on 2 out, stranded those 2, pitched a scoreless 8th, and now trying to close it out here in the 9th. The 0-1 pitch to Servin. Little dribbler in front of the plate calling for it is Godoy. Gets a good angle, bare hands, throws to first, and Servin is retired. Nice play by the catcher, Jose Godoy. Now Alan Trejo heading to the plate.
Now batting shortstop, number 15, Alan Trejo.
Well, the Topes just need to get one on base in order to bring the tying run to the plate. Nick Longy's on deck, and Longy is 4 for 4 tonight. Trejo's 1 for 4. Righty on righty. Guerreri sets, first pitch. And that one's very high. Trejo ducking to get out of the way. Ball 1. Off tomorrow. Homestand continues on Thursday. 6-game series against El Paso. Hope you can make plans to join us at least once, if not multiple times. If you're coming out July 3rd or July 4th, get your tickets in advance. Don't wait for game day. The 1-0 grounded foul behind home. We'll have post-game fireworks Saturday and Sunday. Saturday is a Mariachis game. Giveaway promotion on Friday. Isotopes vests to the first 2,000 fans 16 and older. So arrive early if you're coming Friday. Leave work early. No one will know. The 1-1 is a called strike on the outside corner. I mean, it's a holiday weekend. They should let you out of work at noon on Friday, right? Get her early. Get that vest. And get your tickets in advance, especially if you're coming Saturday or Sunday to those firework games. 1-2 pitch to Trejo. Hit in the air to left center field. Coming in is Thomas. He's there to make the catch. Isotopes down to their last out. Bottom of the 9th, Tacoma 5, Albuquerque 3. 2 outs, nobody on, and Nick Longy looking for his 5th hit of the game. A low line drive double to left in the 2nd inning. A low line drive base hit to left in the 4th inning. A bloop single to center in the 6th. And then a low line drive double to right center that drove in a run in the 7th inning. That tied it in the 7th. First pitch is a little high for ball 1. Longy just the 2nd player on the Isotopes to collect 4 hits in a game this season. No one has had 5 hits. The 1-0. Fastball a little high, ball 2. On deck is Kelby Tomlinson. Longy trying to keep the game alive, bring the tying run to the plate. Guerreri delivers. Longy, a little dribbler, foul up the third base line. And the count is 2 balls and 1 strike. Infield plays him to pull, noticeably, not too drastically. Here's the pitch. That is high. And now it's 3-1 to Longy. Well, on one hand, you might get a pitch that you can drive. On the other hand, you need a base runner. You'll take a walk to keep the game going. From the stretch, 3-1. Ripped way foul. Had home run distance, but way, way foul. Over the Jack Daniels Old Number 7 club, completely out of the ballpark. And a full count at 3-2. Taylor Guerreri. And now time is called. Guerreri trying to go the final 2 1/3 innings. He kept the game tied in the 7th, scoreless 8th, and trying to nail down the 27th out here in the 9th. 5-3 Tacoma. Payoff pitch. Just missed inside corner. Guerreri had started to walk off the mound. And so Longy draws the walk. Well, we got action. Tying run to the plate in the 9th. That's all you can ask for. I guess you could ask for a 9-run victory.
Number 11, Kelby Tomlinson.
Here's Kelby Tomlinson. Entered as a pinch runner in the 7th. First at bat of the night. Longy won't be taking any chances at first base. Again, the Topes are down by 2. And Tomlinson swings and misses. First pitch, strike 1. Ninth spot in the order. On deck, Winton Bernard. Tomlinson trying to keep the train moving. The 0-1 on the way. Ground ball, foul down the third base line. And now Tomlinson and the Isotopes are down to their last strike. We are 10 minutes away from the 4-hour mark of this contest. It's been a long night. Tomlinson wants to make it an even longer night. 0-2. Hit him. Oh, no. It hit him in the helmet. He's jogging down to first base as if it was nothing. It was a breaking ball. It hit him at the top of the helmet. The ball rolled all the way over to the first base dugout to the far end. Trainer for the Isotopes, Hoshi Mizutani, is going to go down and check on Tomlinson. He was ducking, and it hit him, it looked like near the left ear. He immediately just tossed the bat aside, jogging down to first. He's pointing to where it got him, just above the left ear on the side. He's got a smile on his face, doesn't seem to be fazed by it. Well, obviously, it goes without saying that no intention there. I mean, it's 0-2. You're one strike away from victory. Just tried to spin a breaking ball and got away from him.
Now batting center
But
fielder,
now
number 7,
you've got the potential winning run in the person of Winton Bernard, who is going to come to the plate. Longy at second after the walk. Tomlinson at first after the hit by pitch. So tying run at first, winning run at the plate. 5-3 Tacoma, leading Albuquerque, bottom 9. Guerreri steps off, wants to go through the signs again with his catcher, Godoy. Sixth at bat for Bernard tonight. Righty on righty matchup. The pitch. Takes it low and inside for ball 1. Bernard is 1 for 5 tonight, doubled in the first inning. Since then, 2 ground outs, a fly ball, and a strikeout. Outfielders are very deep. The 1-0 pitch. And that is a called strike, just caught the inside corner, and Bernard cannot believe it. Isotopes dugout is irate, especially Taylor Motter, who was upset about a pitch called to him in the 8th inning. Motter is airing out the home plate umpire. The 1-1 pitch. That is taken outside for a ball. Fastball at 94 miles an hour. It's 2-1. Well, if you're Bernard, as upset as you were about that call, you have to stay focused, slow the heart rate, and not worry about the umpire. 2-1 pitch. Broken bat, little flare into right center. That's down for a base hit. Here comes Longy around third. He scores. Stopping at third is Tomlinson. The Topes are not dead yet, now trailing 5-4. That bat shattered in half. A little blooper to right center as Winton Bernard keeps this game going with the RBI single.
Now batting for your Isotopes, left fielder, number 9.
Now you've got the tying run at third, the winning run at first off the very end of the bat. That bat went from the top down to the knob. It broke. And we're going to get meetings all over the place. The Rainiers are going to meet on the mound. Pitching coach Rob Marcello Jr., all the infielders, plus the catcher. Isotopes are going to meet near third base. Bernard, Tomlinson, and manager/third base coach Warren Schaefer. So Tomlinson and Schaefer and Bernard talk it over near third. Meeting on the mound is now complete. And now Bernard's going to have to hustle back across the infield to take his spot at first base. Ryan Valade at the plate. It's been a tough night for Valade. 0 for 5, but he can forget about all of that if he comes through right here. Fly out, 2 strikeouts, line out, and ground out for Valade. Again, tying run is at third, winning run is at first. Tacoma 5, Albuquerque 4, bottom 9. Righty on righty matchup. First pitch. Inside, missed with the fastball at 94 miles an hour. That's ball 1. Right fielder Kelnick, the most shallow of the three. I'm surprised the left fielder Thomas is so deep. They're thinking about the runner at first as much as third. The 1-0. Liner foul over the netting into the crowd on the first base side. The late had the right idea, trying to go to right field. He lined one to right in the 6th inning, and the right fielder Kelnick has moved in even further. Now Kelnick just looked over his shoulder and realized, oh, maybe I should back up a couple more steps. Valade waiting in the batter's box for Guerreri. Now he's ready. Comes set. The 1-1 pitch. Breaking ball, catches the inside corner. Spun that one, slowed it down to 79 miles an hour. And now the count is 1-2. And the Isotopes once again down to their last strike. Valade just looking to put the ball in play, see if something good can happen. 1-2 pitch. Swinging a foul ball, just got a piece of it off the top of home plate. I think it might have hit umpire, catcher, somebody. Foul ball. And it's still 1-2. Tomlinson at third is alert in case of a ball getting away from the catcher, Godoy. He's able to get a good lead because the third baseman, Matheson, is playing well back. Tomlinson can be aggressive taking his lead. The 1-2. Hit in the air to left field. Back goes Thomas. He's at the warning track, and he jumps to make the catch on the track, and the ball game is over. Tacoma holds on just barely. The Rainiers win it 5-4, and they win the series, taking 4 out of 6 games. Well, a very entertaining bottom of the 9th inning as the Isotopes, all with 2 outs, were able to score 1 run on 1 hit, no errors, and 2 left on base. But the Topes come up just short as the Rainiers win it, again the final 5-4. For our radio audience, don't go anywhere. Southwest Copy Systems post-game show is coming up next. We'll add up all the totals, go through the highlights, check the scores around the majors and AAA West, and preview tomorrow's game. For our television audience, this concludes our broadcast. No game tomorrow. Back at it on Thursday to start a 6-game series against the El Paso Chihuahuas. And the online broadcast will begin at 6:35 p.m. Mountain Time. For everybody at Windfire Productions, led by our director, Stephen Williams, I'm Josh Suchon. We thank you for watching. Again, the final, Tacoma 5, Albuquerque 4. This is the Albuquerque Isotopes Multimedia Network.
Losing pitcher is Jesus Tinoco.